Welcome to The Long List, a podcast that celebrates movies and other pop culture through the storied art of rankings. No wrong answers, no bad opinions, hot takes encouraged. I'm Jack Muller, and today I'm with my brother Josh Muller. Today's episode is all about the new class of great directors.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fun one.
It's a good one. I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's kind of a, I don't know when you want to do this, but, well, I guess we talk about it in the document about how it's kind of a broad topic that we're just bookending where we want to.
It is, and it's, I hope it's not a little too messy what we're really going for here as far as how we're calculating it. But I think we're going to kind of outline what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll be fun either way. I think well, you came up with this idea. And then you also wrote the document and are hosting. Thank you for that.
Oh yeah.
The impetus of this sort of came as we want to talk about a lot of these directors, but they don't necessarily have a full catalog of movies to get to where we can rank five. A lot of these people have 2 or 3 movies, so
right.
We can't do a top 5 favorite Ari Aster movies. You didn't have 5 movies yet,
right.
So.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there, and once we realized that we could group them together because of they're so close together, well, I should just get into it. I purposely called it the next great directors. We're going to be talking about up-and-coming directors and promising freshman debuts, things like that, but we're really going to try to talk about the filmmakers who have hit the scene in the last 10 to 15 years, made an immediate impact, and established themselves in a generational class of greats. Directors who, if they made a movie coming out, you bet we're going to see it.
Yeah, and so, again, we're going to be kind of... the lines are blurred on the where the beginnings and endings of what we're talking about, right. But kind of just to piggyback on that, we're not talking about people who have just come out and it's a really exciting movie and we all want to see what they do next. We're talking about, when we say new greats, these are directors that at least most movie heads will say these are the great directors. They've established themselves. They've made their bones already, and we're excited to see where their career takes them. Not like they right. came out with a great movie or a great second movie or whatever, and we're excited to see where they're going. No, these ones, we're buying tickets. Doesn't matter what the movie is.
And we're going to outline a little bit later how this has happened throughout history. There's always kind of, these people come up, and these are going to be the people 10 years from now that we're like, yeah, they hit the scene all at the same time.
Right.
And they're still great.
Right. Hopefully. Yeah. And who knows that stands the test of time, but 20 to 30 years from now, are they mentioned in the same breath as, Robert Zemeckis, Quentin Tarantino, Steven Spielberg? I mean, some of those are all-time greats, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who amongst this crowd
will
get there?
Are these the new all-time greats? That's kind of what we're going to break it down a little bit.
Yes.
Josh.
Yes.
What needs to happen in a film for you to register that you're probably watching maybe a next great director? So
you sent me this document. This is the first question directed towards me. Great question, by the way. I thought a lot about it. And I thought about techniques, storytelling, all this. I essentially came down to its simplest form, and that I need to get a feeling. Mm-hmm. I don't really know how to explain it, because the feeling doesn't need to be the same, really ever. But it needs to generate some sort of emotion, some sort of feeling was wow, this is taking me out of, movies, they say it's escape. I want this, if I know I'm watching someone great, I am locked into this movie, and that can happen in the first scene. It can happen throughout, and as the tension builds, but I got to get some sort of feeling that not only am I watching something original, something different, doesn't have to be different to be great, but I got to get the feeling I am in this and I have to see how it ends. So some sort of feeling like that. And we're going to talk about all the movies, and different movies garner different feelings that sort of equate to the same thing. But
yeah,
I have to get some sort of emotional, guttural, primal reaction.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I said, the first thing I wrote down is I love when I'm watching a movie and choices are made that are so not yeah, essentially unexpected, just in a way of like I've seen a bunch of movies and this keeps me on my toes, and it comes out of nowhere, and I literally am just laughing, or like I chuckle to myself.
Oh.
Like not in like a this is a funny thing, and probably wouldn't happen during something really really gnarly, but like when I'm like, oh, nice, I see where we're going, or like, wow, okay, I like
Or
this
I
call.
didn't see that coming.
I think it kind of comes down to the choices that are made by the director, and
Yeah.
they don't have to be specific, like you said. It doesn't have to be crazy well shot, but when a choice is made in the story, and I'm just like, wow, nice, or a choice is made visually, and I'm like, wow, nice.
Yeah.
It's just
That kind of goes into my next bullet point that I had. So we're kind of on the very similar lines. I love seeing original stories, especially from young directors, because they've probably been thinking about this movie that they're making for a long time. And then when you kind of get to your second or third movies, oftentimes you're hired by a company to write and or direct, or you do franchise work. That's a pretty big common thing now. Now, sometimes the big opus that person's been thinking about is their second or third movie, and they just didn't have the means to make it first time around. But oftentimes
we got a big one of those. We'll discuss later.
I wonder
on.
if we're talking about the same one.
I'm sure.
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll get to it later.
Okay. But I do find it cool that, and I don't even know if I'm right about this, but just that like a lot of the moves that the camera work makes, or the story that they're trying to tell, or the characters they're developing, are probably something from a first-time director that they've been thinking about for a while.
Yeah.
That's I don't have any metrics to back that up, but I would imagine.
No, yeah. And kind of in a larger scope of that, I like this kind of current trend of like filmmakers who make an independent film.
Yeah.
And it does really well.
Yeah.
And then they just go for it.
Yeah.
Which I feel like maybe Hollywood just is kind of in that state right now where there's kind of money being thrown around.
Yeah.
So that's like possible. Also, because some of the directors we're going to go over had such successful first little films that they were able to do that. I don't remember that being so much of a thing in the past, other than like Spielberg, where you literally go from little tiny movie to one of the biggest movies ever made.
Well, a lot of these directors, and I think maybe this is what you're talking about, they do their first movie and then they immediately get hired to do franchise work by big studios.
Right.
Not all of them, but, Greta Gerwig does Lady Bird, huge success, and then immediately gets pegged to adapt Little Women, which is not like a Marvel movie, but it's a big franchise. They've made movies. It's a book that's been around 150 years, and everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Coogler does Fruitvale Station, and then immediately gets pegged to do
Creed.
Was Creed next? Oh, okay, then Creed in the Rocky franchise, and then he does Black Panther.
Yep.
So it's an interesting. I don't think we had that as much. Well, maybe I'm just cherry picking my memory,
Right.
but there is so much more franchise work being done by the big studios that, part of me wants to see these directors continue to do their own stuff and make cool original movies. But on the other side is if we're getting really good
Blockbusters that could be potentially made by lame directors.
You're
Right.
getting really good directors making these movies.
Right.
So they're probably a lot better than, who knows?
Right.
It's easy to say from hindsight, but a lot of those movies that were franchise movies were really good. So can't necessarily argue with it. Plus, they all get a little bit of money. We like that.
Do you remember feeling or understanding like the significance of generations of new filmmakers coming in? Like I'm thinking like, were you old enough for knowing that Tarantino was going to hit it? Or, you were right there during Spielberg's whole thing where he went from already being huge, and then in the late 90s had a whole other resurgence.
Whole life, yeah. I don't know that I thought about directors from that standpoint until probably
later
late
on.
high school and then college. Like a lot of my friends in high school were big movie heads, and we started talking about directors, but I never really thought about, we're talking about a class in this, and we're kind of going to break that down. Again, the lines are blurred, but this is how we're going to do it. I don't really think I thought about that until much later, and I started looking, a lot of these people hit at the same time.
Right.
I knew about Spielberg because when you watch a bunch of movies, you couldn't not. But when you watch a bunch of movies and you start looking up who directed, this guy directed all my favorite movies, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
And then I knew about Scorsese, again, kind of like, how could you not? But Tarantino kind of broke when I was pretty young. I was too young for his movies.
Yeah.
So by the time I really got into Tarantino was sort of in the second half of his career, and I had to go back and watch some of the movies from the first half of his career.
Right.
And so I didn't really know about him and the Wes Anderson and Paul Thomas Anderson and, you know, Soderbergh until like later. They had already sort of made a bunch of movies, even though they were coming out with movies in the 90s when I was watching a lot of movies, but I didn't really think about it like that until a little bit later. But I would say the subsequent generation of like Nolan and
right.
like
That's what
I was
say.
kind of aware that was going on at that time.
Yeah.
But not so much before. But, you know, I definitely have looked back and thought, oh, you know, these guys all kind of like came up together.
Right.
In several decades, that happens.
Yeah. Classes of the greats. So, like I was saying, every decade seems to spawn a new generation of great directors, filmmakers that within a few films establish themselves as important and influential. I drafted up some classes of filmmakers starting pretty much in the 60s.
Yeah.
And these are just, I actually made 2 or 3 lists and realized that I had just naturally done 5 each. So I was like, nice, this is perfect. So I just did 5 for each decade.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, it looks good.
Um,
and we're not going to hit everybody.
No. Yeah, this is literally I constructed this.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
to
kinda
kind
off
of give
the rip.
People of an idea that, oh, wow, all these people came out right around the same time. I'm obviously going to miss some people. We'll go over
Yes,
if I do.
which is to say, if we forget your favorite director, that's not intentional.
Right.
We're just trying to get a guideline.
So for the 60s, I got Stanley Kubrick, Ingmar Bergman, Alfred Hitchcock, Jean-Luc Godard, and Sergio Leone.
Great list.
Pretty good list. Probably also the one with the most foreign directors on it.
Yeah.
My bad by me that I'm, you know, this is going to be a lot of American directors.
Well,
But whatever.
you got some foreign directors coming up.
Class 2, the 70s. Spielberg, Scorsese, Coppola, Robert Altman, Woody Allen.
Big one.
Yeah, very big one.
Different directors, too.
Yeah. And who all stood the test of time.
Well, yeah, that's another one. You know, some of these directors, well, the ones we're talking about probably last.
I guess that's the point.
Into subsequent decades. I was going to bring that up later in some. It'll probably come up naturally. Go ahead.
Some don't, but the ones who don't, I feel like do stay in everybody's mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, like such as the next one.
80s. I got John Hughes.
But he passed away, though.
Right,
So
that's
that's why he didn't continue making
right.
movies.
James Cameron, Oliver Stone, David Lynch, Robert Zemeckis.
Yep.
Class 4, the 90s, Quentin Tarantino, David Fincher, Paul Thomas Anderson, Gus Van Sant, and the Coen brothers.
Yep.
Class 5, the 2000s, Wes Anderson, Antoine Fuqua, Christopher Nolan, Danny Boyle, and Nancy Meyers.
Mm-hmm.
Class 6, gonna get a little, you know, now we're getting closer to our time.
Right.
2010s, obviously a lot of the directors we're going to be talking about today aren't going to be these people specifically, but they did start to come out in the 2010s. So, but these guys, everybody knew who they were in 2010s.
Right.
And were at the height of some of their careers. 2010s, Alfonso Cuarón, Denis Villeneuve, Alejandro Iñárritu, your phone just spoke. Guillermo del Toro and Judd Apatow.
It got excited about the directors we're talking about.
All right, so there you go. There's 6 classes there. A lot of great directors. Did I miss anybody? I'm sure I
I
did.
mean, you
Anything
know,
off
in the
top of your head?
70s, Brian De Palma
True.
jumps out to mind. I already mentioned Steven Soderbergh, who I love his movies. He kind of got his start in the 90s. I mean,
Right, but his career was very, I don't know, he might have even had a couple 80s movies. It was pretty, like, wide drawn out. But yeah,
and
Soderbergh
I don't know
is-
that he made a lot of movies early on, but like, did he really hit before like Ocean's 11,
Right,
which was in the
exactly.
2000s?
Yeah,
So,
right.
but he did like Sex, Lies, and Videotape. I love Out of Sight. Anyway, of course we miss directors, but we're just trying to get the general idea. Also, this is
Any
not your
comments
fault.
here?
Yeah, one comment sort of jumps out.
Yeah.
Well, it's a two-part.
Not a lot of
comment.
female representation.
Well, that was the first part. Not a lot of white dudes.
Yeah.
And that's not your fault. These are who made the movies, at least the really big ones. But that's something that I
feel like
kinda
there had to have been. I don't know why Spike Lee isn't on any of this, but it may have been looking at his career. It just didn't work in any of the decades.
I don't know that he's part of one of these. I guess you would put him in the 90s, but he
80s or
started in the
90s.
80s.
Yeah.
And then
That
made
might
a
have
lot
been
of
the
movies in
reason
the
why.
90s. But
But
again, that's kind of the
he's
point
here.
of this. The lines are blurred.
Yeah.
I don't know which class I would put him in. He definitely deserves to be amongst these names.
Right.
But I mean, overall, even if we include a couple more, a lot of white dudes, a lot of dudes. And that's, again, you're making the list, but it's not your fault. That's just the way the industry has worked for so long. Kind of feels like it's changing a little bit now. Probably not enough, certainly in the word circuit.
Right.
But we're small steps, baby steps, I guess. I wish they were giant leaps, but I don't have the power to change that. So,
Well, for our first list, essentially, I say we rank these.
yeah, I have it.
From, I guess least favorite, although that doesn't really work here. Least favorite to most favorite.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Right. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. All right. First, I have the least favorite. I have the 60s.
Right.
And not because they're bad. I just have the least experience with these directors. And I don't know. Older movies got to really be great for me to kind of like get into it. But, I love Stanley Kubrick films. I love Alfred Hitchcock films. I just don't have a whole lot of experience with Godard and Bergman. So I just, by default, I put them last. Next, I have, and I was a little bit surprised about this, 2010s, which I like a lot of newer movies. And we're going to talk about a lot of people that made movies today in 2010s, but not these people.
Right.
They're all good movies, but we're talking about some of my all-time favorite directors in the next few decades.
Right,
So
yeah.
got to put them somewhere. 80s I have next. Not a big John Hughes guy. Oliver Stone, like some of his movies, don't like some of them.
Mm-hmm.
David Lynch, we've talked about. We're not the big Lynchian heads. Huge Robert Zemeckis guy for like a quarter of his movies.
Right.
The other 3/4 I could deal without. But he's made some of the
Lost the touch a little bit there.
Yeah, he has made some of like
Some of
my
your
favorite
movies,
movies.
yeah.
So got to put him in there. And James Cameron makes about one movie every 13, 14 years,
Yeah.
it seems like. But they're all good.
Right. He's kind of ramping it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he's just done Avatar forever.
Right. But now he's like slated for his next movie called The Devils.
Oh, really? Oh,
After
because he's
Avatar.
come after Avatar. What? All right. Well, who knows? I mean, I'll see it.
Yeah. What do you
Well,
mean?
because I know he wants to make a bunch of Avatar movies. He's got like 5 planned.
Oh, no.
So,
I think after like the next one.
No, I know what you mean.
Okay.
But my point is like, I was
Could
already
be wrong about that.
Well,
Anyways.
for the sake of the podcast, it doesn't really matter if you're wrong or right, because I don't necessarily believe anything because it took him so long to make all these Avatar movies. But when he does come out with a movie, I usually like it like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So even Avatar, which are not my favorite, but they're good movies. I like
Yeah, I
them.
actually haven't seen the second one yet.
It's good. It's not like, I mean, it's no Terminator 2, but it's really good. Okay, then I have the 2000s. We could probably toss these next 3 decades anywhere and I'd be fine with it. Wes Anderson, Fuqua, Nolan, Danny Boyle, Nancy Meyers. There are others. I like all their movies a lot and I want to watch them all the time, So
Yeah.
good stuff. Then I have the 90s. This is kind of when, and I don't even necessarily know that I had these directors on my brain in the 90s.
Right, but all of
because I
their
was young.
movies, when you look at them now, we're like, oh.
Yeah, they're just when I go back and watch them, they're just fantastic. And all the movies that I saw, I grew up watching movies in the 90s, so I
Right.
kind of have a special place in my heart. And then 70s, it's kind of hard not to. Spielberg, favorite director, Martin Scorsese, incredible. All these.
Right, just
directors
looking
have
at the list.
it's just like,
Yeah,
they
right.
all have incredible catalogs.
Yeah.
Most of them are still making movies,
Right.
And they've some of the best movies of all time are in these group of 5. And And Francis Ford Coppola, we did it in the Godfather podcast. Got to have the Godfather and conversation, whatever. He doesn't necessarily make all my favorite movies post 70s, but he's still making movies. So,
but made some big ones in the 70s.
Yeah, so that would be my ranking of.
I like it. A little surprised about some of your decisions.
Really?
Well, the 80s seemed high for you going through that list of 5 directors and essentially saying you didn't really like any of them.
Well, heavily weighted by.
That being said, or segueing into mine, at the 6th, bottom of the list, I've got the 80s.
Yeah.
Don't really need to say much there. Next, I got the 60s.
Okay.
Much love for a lot of these guys. Going to film school honestly helped me with having to get to see like all the good art films.
Yeah.
And,
Definitely.
widen my catalog a little bit. Next, I have the 2000s.
Okay.
It was hard for me to decide between the 2000s and the 2010s.
Yeah.
But just looking at the 2010s, I'm like, these guys are all still making heaters like right now. So
I should have factored that in.
I mean, legendary stuff happening in the 90s, and now Fincher just isn't making that many. He never made that many movies, but
True.
We're getting Denis Villeneuve movies every year now, and they're all fire.
Bangers.
Yeah. For 5, I had the 2006. Oh, sorry. 4, I had the 2000s. 3, I had the 2010s. And then same as yours. 2, I had the 90s. And 1, I had the 70s.
Yeah.
For all essentially the same reasons.
Kind of hard not to.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to have different opinions. But I don't know. We've talked about movies a lot. So I figured that would be pretty close.
All right. Now we're going to start talking about what we're talking about.
What we're talking about today.
Not necessarily the deep dive, but I made a long list, if you will, of new directors who I think fall into this category. We're obviously not going to include everybody. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
No.
Okay,
cool. I'm hanging on every word.
Because I'm going to list off a bunch of directors. I'm probably not going to hit everybody, but this I think
we're
is the
certainly
meat
not going to hit everybody
of the people who we're going to be talking about. Then we're going to do something a little different and give you our top 5 directors right away
of this new class.
And then do a deep dive based off of that.
Yeah, I like that idea. You came up with this idea too. You're like, what if we did our big top? It came up in another podcast. I don't remember which one, but you're like, what if we do our big top 5 first? I was like, now?
Yeah.
How can we do it now?
Right. Oh yeah. I said that live.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is a good idea, and we'll have other we're gonna rank movies towards the end, so we'll kind of be treating that.
Yeah, we're gonna do a bunch of other lists, but it was hard to
focus.
Because
the conversation, we're gonna give our top 5 directors now of the new class.
Spoiler: he and I might have a very similar top 5. Maybe
I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
But I think to our point of making all these different classes of great directors throughout decades, I think our 5 is almost pretty solidified, at least with just the careers that are happening. It's kind of hard to argue when you look at it, but we're going to get into that later.
Yeah. I mean, I think if I'm looking at it, I'd be surprised if 4 of my directors didn't make your list.
Yeah.
And then the 5th one, I think, can be one of 4 different other directors. We'll talk about all of them, but go ahead. You do your thing.
All right. So I'm just going to kind of fly through these. I'll give you the director and some of the movies that they've done, not necessarily all of them. So we got Damien Chazelle, Whiplash, La La Land, First Man. We got Greta Gerwig, Lady Bird, Little Women, Barbie, of course. We got Jordan Peele, Get Out, Us, Nope, Ryan Coogler, Fruitvale Station, Black Panther, both of them, Creed, Sinners, of course.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Alex Garland, Ex Machina, Annihilation, Civil War, most recently Warfare. Robert Eggers, Lighthouse, The Witch, The Northman, Nosferatu, Ari Aster. Sorry, that's next director, Ari Aster. For those of you
that
who don't
does
know.
sound like a Robert Eggers movie, though.
Right. Hereditary, Midsummer, Beau is Afraid, Taika Waititi, Jojo Rabbit, Thor Ragnarok, Barry Jenkins, Moonlight, If Beale Street Could Talk. I got Chloe Zhao here, Nomadland and Eternals, the Safdie brothers. Am I pronouncing that right? Safdie?
Yeah, Safdie.
Safdie brothers. Good Time, Uncut Gems. We got the Daniels. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Swiss Army Man. Your boy Yorgos Lanthimos. The Lobster, The Favorite, Poor Things. I got Steve McQueen down here. 12 Years a Slave. Shame, Small Axe, Hunger. I did put Kogonada down here.
I have them, and I have it on there.
Pretty early in his career.
I see what you're saying.
After Yang and Columbus are really the only two he's done. That's my long list.
That's the long list. I like it. Originally, we had Bong Joon-ho on this long list, but then we kind of decided he's more of an established. He came up earlier. We just, as an American movie-going populace, probably didn't know him as much in the popular culture.
I left him out of all my lists.
I did too, except sometimes when I put him in there, I was just I just want to acknowledge, and I put an asterisk next to it.
Well, I had him in a couple lists before we really decided not to do him in there. And
I definitely had him on lists until we decided. But I think that's right. I think,
Me too.
He's awesome. We could probably do a Bong Joon-ho episode because he does have enough movies.
Yeah.
So we left him off.
Yeah.
There's obviously other directors we left off too.
Yeah. Let's take a break now. Let the listeners stew on all those names that we just threw out there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Come back, give our top fives, and we'll get into our deep dive.
I got something right after our top five too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Let's hit the big list. So for 5, that was my biggest question mark of who could slide in there. Kind of went down to 2 people, but I went with this one because
I feel the same way, and I'm very intrigued.
Yeah. Number 5, I have Ari Aster.
Okay.
Hereditary was solid. Obviously one of the better horror movies. I'm not a big horror movie guy.
So scary.
A lot of horror movies up in all of these people's repertoire.
Yeah, I wondered how.
We're gonna touch on that, but yeah, Hereditary was terrifying. Then I saw Midsummer during COVID, and I very much enjoyed it, and wasn't expecting to, and it's kind of like one of those watches. I was like, I don't really know why I like that so much, but I did.
Yeah.
At first. And then Beau is Afraid was the most ridiculous movie I think I've ever seen in my life.
I haven't seen that.
And Eddington looks pretty dope. Comes out in a couple weeks.
Heard it's very polarizing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe I shouldn't say dope, but I'm just extremely intrigued.
Well, it might be.
Yeah. No, I just mean to our point from before is who are the directors that when they come out with a new movie, who are you going to go see?
Right.
I think
You're in.
Yeah, I think I'm in.
You got the stock.
Yeah. Number 4, I have Ryan Coogler.
Okay.
Much respect. Very much enjoy not obviously, but I very much enjoy every single one of his movies.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily all the movies that I'm looking for in a new director.
Right.
But I'm stoked that kind of in the situation we talked about earlier, I'm stoked it's in his hands.
Yeah.
If it's going to be in anybody's, put the new Rocky movie in his hand.
Oakland guy.
From Oakland. Yeah, we'll break down his whole thing later.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, and then Sinners was incredible. And now, I don't know if he would have necessarily made my list before Sinners, and then Sinners happened. I'm like, cool. Get
something different,
back
something
on this.
original.
Exactly, super
Do
original.
your thing.
Super impressive in
Yeah.
all senses of the term.
Good genre film.
Yeah. So that's my number 4. Number 3, I got Damien Chazelle. Always loved him. We'll break him down later for sure. He's someone also who I'm, he's kind of gone up and down a little bit.
Yeah.
But his filmmaking prowess is obviously there.
Yeah.
And he has a very successful career right off the bat.
Yeah. Right. Big ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Classic, old school Hollywood ideas for his movies.
Right.
And
great imagination, just clearly knows what movies he wants to make and makes them.
Right. And we could probably say this about everybody, but he has such an interesting way of making his movies and his camera work and his editing. I don't know if he works directly with the editors, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to put it all together for like a huge masterpiece 5-10 years down the line, or
he's
whatever.
gotten darn close with a couple of them, and
He's got exactly.
Number 2, I got Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
I'm just really excited about him.
Yeah.
You know, I love the way he makes movies. We will be more specific later.
We will.
But I'm just like, ooh, his one, you know, I just kind of want to see maybe a not horror movie, but if I'm not going to get that, I don't care either.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think
I'm just
he'll
interested
probably,
to see it, just because I love what he gets out of his actors. Visuals are always extremely on point, and he's also extremely creative and has a wide imagination as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I should save this, but for Jordan Peele, 2 things I think are cool about him. One is he's definitely one of those ones. I don't know. I can't explain the techniques he's using necessarily that generate that feeling, but his movies generate that feeling.
100%.
I am intrigued. I am in 100% on his movies. And the other thing is that unlike a lot of the other names we're talking about, I don't think he's really gone off to do franchise work. I mean, I know he hasn't. He creates Jordan Peele. He writes and directs his own movies, his own ideas. They're obviously influenced by a lot of things, but we'll get into that later. Yeah. But he hasn't really, you know, taken the... And I don't judge either way.
He also produces a bunch of films, too.
Now he's getting...
that are like all very successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
And number 1, I have Greta Gerwig.
Okay.
That's my list.
She's
definitely
fantastic.
touch. Yeah, she's great. Just, I love her movies. I don't know, there's like a warmth there in all of her movies, understanding. Obviously, we get big movies that explore female characters finally. And, great wit and dialogue. And
she's a phenomenal writer.
Yep.
Just fantastic. Couldn't agree more. So my top 5 list, my number 5 had the same problem. It's really 4 and then the 5th for me. And I went with Alex Garland.
Yep.
Not because Ari Aster makes really interesting movies. They're just pretty scary.
Yeah, for sure.
And disturbing. And I haven't seen Beau is Afraid. And they're cool. And I'll see his other movies. It's just, I don't know. It's not my favorite.
Yeah,
like
100%. Alex Garland was the other one that I couldn't. He was on my list for up until today, essentially. Yeah.
I had I was debating between the Safdie brothers and Alex Garland.
Yeah.
But Alex Garland, I got maybe some takes later about it, but he's made one of my favorite movies, which I'll get to later, out of all of these directors. And so I just gave him the edge based on that.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah.
I think we're right there.
Number 4 through 1, Jack, is exactly the same as
No
yours.
way.
Yeah, exactly the
Nice.
same.
We haven't ever had all 100% the same. It'll happen one day.
Yeah.
Nice. So 4
exactly
Ryan Coogler.
Yep.
3 Damien Chazelle.
Yep.
2 Jordan Peele and
Yep.
1 Greta Gerwig.
Yep. And
because that's probably the right answer.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we're going to break down their careers. I probably could be convinced to like switch any of that order around. It's so close. But really, I feel like I really probably could switch Jordan Peele and Greta Gerwig the most if I wanted to.
I would say Jordan Peele and Damien Chazelle could switch.
Yeah.
Me.
Well, yeah. I really
just
like
because
Damien Chazelle movies too.
Right.
It's hard. These 4 directors are very close to me. So that's interesting.
Yep.
Anyway.
Cool.
Well,
let's get into it.
Hang on real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I have a QT Corner update.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
We haven't brought this back in a couple weeks.
I'm very interested to hear this.
On Jordan Peele. In the case of Get Out, you feel like you're in good hands. There was a confidence to the movie that Jordan Peele knows exactly what he's doing, and we're going to have to wait for it. Yeah. And that's kind of what we were talking about. It's the feeling like he's not doing anything too flashy, or at least nothing that I notice. But I don't know. You feel like you're in good hands. That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah, I want especially in Get Out. I'd say it's it's crazy to call that his least flashy, but it's kind of his most straightforward.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like you're saying, you just like you recognize you're like this guy's gonna make incredible. I mean, it was a phenomenon. Within itself.
Really great use of tension. You kind of know what you're watching, but you kind of don't know what you're watching, and then it just gets crazy.
And then takes crazy turns. Yeah, which is one of those laughing moments. You know, as soon as he goes into whatever it's called, and it's just, the dark.
The dark.
When he falls, back.
After the release, the year that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out, Quentin Tarantino won the Director of the Year at the Palm Springs International Film Festival for that movie. Greta Gerwig gave him the award. I'm not going to read her whole speech, but she said a lot of nice words to him. One of the things she said was, he's one of the ones we measure ourselves against, and that's referring to other directors talking about him. And he said, afterwards, she literally said about me how I can only imagine someone could ever talk about me in my very wildest self-possessed dreams.
No.
So, and he got emotional when he got the award based on some of the things that she said.
Nice.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It was more of like a response to what Greta Gerwig said, but still. And then on Ryan Coogler, I didn't find anything specific, but he really liked Sinners.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a cool thing that I don't remember the specifics of the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood deal, but the Sinners deal, I don't know if we've talked about this on air. Ryan Coogler will, after 25 years, get full rights to Sinners again, and he will get all the money. And that was the deal he worked out.
Which was a historic deal. Like, I don't think that happens often.
It does not. And something similar happened with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and so they have that kind of connection there. Anyway, so there's our QT corner for the day.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that back. Forgot to look it up for the Godfather pod, but what are you going to do?
That's fine. I forgot to look it up for this one.
I got your back.
Thank you. Okay, so now I say we break down. I got some breakdowns of some careers here. Certainly a few I want to touch on.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Well, I mean, Greta Gerwig was both of our number ones, so we could start with hers.
Let's do it.
She grew up in Sacramento. Always thought she would be a playwright. But turned to acting when she wasn't able to get into any MFA programs. Did some minor roles in a couple indie films. Started working with Joe Swanberg. She acted in LOL or LOL. And she co-wrote Hannah Takes the Stairs with him. She may have even been in that. Sorry, I don't know. And she co-wrote and co-directed Nights and Weekends with him. So they kind of
I don't know all of those movies.
I don't either. She's said to be kind of like one of the founders of mumblecore.
Yeah, I had that in my notes, which I didn't know was a thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a big thing. And she actually has publicly said that she's not a big fan of the term. She said something. She had an interesting quote that was like, I feel like there are certain movies that people know need to be their first movies, so they make it kind of that style and then go on to do other things.
Oh,
but
interesting.
This is us making the movies that we want to make all the time or something like that.
Yeah.
So to her, it's not really a scene, or it's, not a genre. It's just like her making a movie.
Right.
So then she went she did like 10 years of just acting.
Yeah.
In independent movies. One of which was Greenberg, which was directed by Noah Baumbach, who she went on to marry and is still married to, and has multiple kids with. She also co-wrote and starred in Frances Ha, of course, which he directed.
Phenomenal film,
which is amazing. I remember the first time I watched it. I was by myself in my little studio apartment and threw it on and was just like, wow, this is everything I was hoping for in putting on this movie.
We didn't watch it that long. It's probably like 3-4 years ago, and I was flipping through, and she was like, "Oh, Frances Ha, I heard that was good." I was like, "I heard that was good too." We just threw it on. Amazing.
Yeah, so good, and she's just has so much chemistry, and it's just great.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
I actually thought she directed it for a while, but
that's fair because she, co-wrote it.
Yeah,
but I kind of wished I could see her in more movies because she's really good.
Yeah, right. So
But-
she's in a lot of stuff, so you can't.
Well, that's
it's out
true.
there. It's
yeah,
just
that's
small.
true.
and
I guess I
nobody
wish I
really-
would continue to see her in
Yeah,
movies. I wonder
true.
if she will ever direct herself in a movie.
I wonder.
Maybe.
Then in 2017, she wrote and directed her first film by herself, Lady Bird,
Big one.
big one, and she was off and running.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, Lady Bird, we both like. It's a great film.
Really good.
Super well written, great acting. At the time, it was A24's highest grossing film, which I think the next one was a big one and beat that one out. But grossed $79 million. It was nominated for 5 Academy Awards: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Original Screenplay. Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Didn't win any of them. Doesn't matter.
It was great.
Everybody's got her eyes on her. Then she heard about the Little Women Project, which had been a thing for a couple years, I think, before it was on her. Got the writing gig first and then convinced her agent to convince everybody to give her the directing gig because she loved the book and it was super inspirational to her.
That's awesome.
career. Little Women is incredible.
It's really good. That's my daughter's favorite movie.
Yeah, it's a good favorite movie.
It's really good.
I
like the first one.
Yeah.
Or I actually don't even know if that's the first one, but the 90s one I like.
One thing I might have it in my notes later, but it was just like, and I actually think I had this before I knew that it was already a project before she had it, but just like Little Women didn't need to be touched. It's a
We
pretty
get it.
solid movie. And then
Solid
she gets
movie,
it and does
famous
incredible
book.
things
That's
with it.
great.
Had a budget of $40 million, $218 million.
Wow.
Josh. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Received 6 nominations: Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting for Ronan.
Yeah.
Best Supporting Actress, Pew. Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Original Score, and it won for Best Costume Design.
Way to go.
Really, really good. Then it was on to Barbie. This was a thing since like 2009 and went through
I didn't know that.
even more changes in people and all this stuff. Melissa McCarthy was like the first actress attached to it. And then it was Anne Hathaway. And then it ended up at Margot Robbie. And Margot Robbie had all these ideas and the studio loved her. And so she's
a producer on
she
the,
used her. I think she already had a production company. And so she was attached to it as well. She wanted Greta Gerwig.
Tight.
And went and got her.
Awesome.
And
Good
though
call.
it had other stuff and ideas and all this stuff, she had full creative control. Wrote it just like it was her.
That's
baby.
awesome. It's a phenomenon.
Yeah, it was a huge phenomenon. So, first film, $79 million, pretty good. 5 Oscar nominations. Next film, $218 million, 6 Oscar nominations. Here we go with $1.447 billion. Set the record for any film that was not a sequel, a remake, or a superhero movie.
Wow.
Academy Awards. Picture, actress, actor, Academy. Adapted screenplay, costume, song, production design. 1 song, no director.
Yeah.
nomination.
We mentioned that in some other podcast.
I'm sure someone could have gotten bumped off there, but maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Barbie, great.
It's great.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
I didn't see it for like a second because I was over the hype and I was like, yeah.
I get that.
And then it was just like extremely.
We did the Barbenheimer thing. Got
Yeah.
babysitting and saw them in one weekend, and
Nice.
they're both wonderful.
Yeah.
Barbie's just a fun movie.
It is.
Got it on Blu-ray.
And it's awesome.
In fact, I have all these movies on Blu-ray.
It's awesome to see
And Francis Ha on Criterion.
her career just kind of go that way.
Yeah, it's just really cool. And now she's doing
Narnia. It's going to be incredible.
Narnia next.
Yeah.
I had some takes.
Do you want to do that now?
I don't know. We have a hot take
We
section.
have a hot take section this time. I don't know if you got any of them on there. So yeah, that's Greta Gerwig. As you can see by that, that's, I don't know. I think us liking Little Women is maybe a big part of this. Liking women Little Women as much as we do.
Yeah, well, everybody should.
Everybody should. Yeah,
It's wonderful.
But,
I really like Lady Bird too. I mean, Barbie's
Yeah, me
awesome, but it's not like I put the other two first by a fair margin, I would say. I really like Barbie.
Really?
It's fun. I have a good time. But the other ones I really, really like.
I think I put Barbie above Lady Bird. I really like Lady Bird.
Yeah, I mean, we're arguing like really good movies to really good movies.
My favorite part of probably not my favorite part, but the hardest I laughed when I rewatched it was when they're doing an exercise in the theater circle. The priest is leading it when he's like the director of their play, and the exercise is essentially whoever can cry first wins. And it's like going around in the circle, like he literally tells them that it like the camera pans around to everybody's faces as soon as they like start to like focus, and they're all clearly thinking, and then it immediately gets back to the priest and he's just weeping. It's just like, oh,
pretty good.
It was pretty good. It's sad, obviously, but it was definitely, you were supposed to laugh at it. Ryan Coogler,
go for it.
grew up in Oakland, later in Richmond, went to St. Mary's College on a football scholarship, wide receiver.
Yep.
Intended to major in chemistry. The football players were encouraged to take creative writing classes. His teacher praised his work and said he had a good visual storytelling and said you should probably learn how to write screenplays. Then the St. Mary's canceled their football program. He transferred to Sac State, where he continued playing football for the remainders of his time there and got a degree in finance, but also took film classes. And then after graduating, he got into USC's master's program, and he was a USC dude. Good job by him. Made a bunch of short films. A lot of them won awards. 2013 rolls around. He makes Fruitvale Station, wins the grand jury and the audience award at Sundance. It also gets screened at Cannes and wins Best First Film at Cannes. Made $17 million box office. Then it was Creed. Didn't really seem like there was a whole lot of lead up to him getting the job or anything going into it. It was just...
In my memory bank, I think he approached Stallone. And said, I got an idea. I'm not 100% sure if I'm right about that.
I don't know. I was under the impression more that it was a project, and I think he wanted in, and they were like, for show.
Well, maybe that was what it is. Anyway, Creed is sick.
Creed is sick. I didn't watch it for a long time, and it was a big movie with us. Oh, hold on one second. My cat's at the door. I got to let him.
Yeah, you went to go let the cat in.
Creed is sick. Creed's sick. Sorry, I didn't watch it for a long time, but great.
Yeah, well,
and also crazy going from Fruitvale Station, a very tiny movie, to just franchise
to like
work.
a bit, yeah.
And then follows it up with Black
Panther. Wakanda
first
Forever.
of all, sorry, we go from 17 million. I'm tracking this here. We go from 17 million and then to Creed, 173 million dollars worldwide, and Sly obviously gets nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah,
probably maybe could have won. You could easily make the argument for that.
Yeah, well, apparently he's like a kind of an asshole.
Yeah, I think it was.
He won all the Actors' Choice Awards when the actors are choosing,
Academy
and then when
like
the rest of the production crew went like, we're not voting for this guy.
But incredible performance. Then Black Panther 2018, $1.3 billion worldwide. Highest grossing film directed by an African-American director, 9th highest grossing film of all time, and the 2nd highest grossing film of 2018, which is funny that...
Oh, what beat that out? I don't know. I have to look. That's crazy.
7 Academy Award nominations, which I'm sure is a record for a superhero movie, including Best Picture. It won 3 of them: costume, score, and production design. Cool. Score, I know. Then Wakanda Forever in 2022, $859.2 million, still pretty solid. Sinners, then next, huge phenomenon, $363 million, but that was...
And counting.
Yeah, that was a month ago.
Yeah. Yeah, Sinners is awesome, and I'm like we said or hinted at earlier. I'm really glad that he went back from franchise work to do another genre movie.
Yeah,
do something a little like he wrote it too,
right?
And just awesome,
and
just
super original. Like nobody really was asking for a black early 1900s vampire movie, but maybe they were, but they were right.
Yeah, it's really really cool.
Yeah. Another good career right there. As you can see, there's a theme with some of these selections. I mean, like that's these people will be in history as these top directors of this decade because of these works, and because of the trajectory. Damien Chazelle's another one. Just going to fly through this one as well.
Go for it.
Born in Rhode Island, raised in New Jersey, loved filmmaking in high school, but also loved jazz drumming. Had a teacher who would serve as the inspiration for Fletcher in Whiplash. Went to Harvard for filmmaking in the Visual and Environmental Studies program. His first film, Bad Job by Me, did not know this.
I didn't either.
Was Guy and Madeline on a park bench.
I did not know that. I mean, he made it in college.
Yeah, but
as part of his thesis.
Premiered at Tribeca and won awards.
I did not know he had something before Whiplash.
It was Whiplashy. It was a musical. Is bad music. I don't think it was a musical. I think it was a music movie. His ultimate goal from the get-go was La La Land, and this is, I think, who we were both talking about earlier.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
But this dude wanted to make La La Land. Pretty sure he had the majority of it mapped out, but knew that he wouldn't be able to right off the bat, respected that, and was just like, I'm going to need to make other movies. He got a couple writing creds in there, some credited, some uncredited. And then made Whiplash when he was specifically stuck on a script he was making,
which I assume was La La Land, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
It didn't mention that in my research.
Yeah. But yeah, he was just like, I know I can do La La Land like right now, so I'm going to do that. Won 5 Academy Awards. Oh, sorry. Nominated for 5 Academy Awards. Picture.
Whiplash did.
Yeah, Whiplash.
3
picture,
wins.
Supporting, screenplay, mixing, editing, 3 wins, which was acting, sound mixing, and editing. Then he was right out the gate able to make La La Land.
Yep.
And did so and got 14 Academy Award nominations, tying with 2 other movies. Josh, do you know the other 2 movies?
Jeez, no. Oh, well, okay, I'm going to say Titanic.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to say probably Lord of the Rings.
No, I think that was 11. As nerdy as that sounds, and I know that random
well,
number.
I maybe that won the record for wins.
I think it won 11 or something.
Okay, my other guess would be The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, because we just talked about how many Academy Awards.
Nice. No, it's not that. It's all about Eve.
Oh, I wasn't going to get that.
No, you weren't. Huge movie. I don't know if you want to get into this now. I have a place for it later. So,
which part?
Talking about La La Land.
Like which part? Just in general?
It's a good movie.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like the controversy at the Academy Award announcement.
Ooh, tough beat. Yeah.
Tough beat.
Yeah. You could do that one.
Well, it won like all the precursors.
Right.
He won. I don't know about him.
He won director.
He did win director.
He won director.
I think that's fair. It's a flashy director performance. I love.
There were so many nominations I didn't put them on.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was like all of them.
And then, I mean, most people know this, but they accidentally announced that La La Land won Best Picture because they gave Warren Beatty the wrong envelope. Oh. The way I heard it was they gave him like the supporting actress or the actress envelope, and it was Emma Stone.
Yeah,
I don't know if she won.
I think she
I'm
did.
not. Maybe I don't have my details right, but they gave him the wrong winning envelope, and it said like Emma Stone, La La Land, and so he was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then whoever else he was up there with presenting with was like, just show it, and like La La Land, huzzah! And everybody's like, woo, La La Land, and
for a
minute, for like a while, everybody's up there celebrating that they won.
And it was Moonlight.
Yeah. Which
should have won.
I think I agree. I mean, those movies are really close for me, but
not me.
That's fine. But Moonlight's incredible, and I think it's cooler that Moonlight won because it was such a smaller movie dealing with bigger issues. Yes. Like, I'm very much okay with that win, but it was an awkward moment at the Academy Awards.
Yep.
I don't know. We don't need to necessarily
forgot about that one.
I didn't. I remember we were all watching on tape delay in our various households, like our parents, friends, me and Becky. I know I watched.
I remember
and
being
then
kind of
you
bummed.
Sent out a text, holy shit, or something. Did you watch the Academy Awards? And I wasn't there yet. Like I was watching on like a delay, and I was like, hang on, I'm not ready. And then I was like, oh, that's what he meant.
Right. You gotta wait till the very end.
Like very, very end.
I think I remember you actually.
The winner.
I'm
like,
saying,
what the hell's Jack talking about?
What happened that was so crazy?
What's so weird? Then about 20 seconds later, I found out. That was crazy.
That was crazy. I thought it was just Warren Beatty being an idiot.
Well, I think a lot of people thought that. He's pretty old, probably done a lot of drugs. But he definitely... I remember hearing about this later, but he held on to the envelope so that he could prove later on in like interviews that like, listen, this is not my fault. This is the envelope they gave me. And he wouldn't let it go, which good job, I guess. Who else are we missing?
So then we did,
oh, go ahead.
Then he did First Man, got 4 more Academy Award nominations, 1 visual effects. Which
I forgot he did 2 more
and then
movies.
did Babylon, very polarizing reception from
Crazy
critics.
movie.
Yes, we will definitely be talking about Babylon.
Yeah.
Only made $63 million. Was said that it would have needed $250 million just to break even. It did about $87 million in damages. Like it was.
Yeah. Plus, like they market those things, and that's a big cost. So
yeah.
Oh man.
I think Brad Pitt got nominated for Best Actor for that, or so.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I can't believe I fell off my notes there. So yeah, we got Jordan Peele. His career is kind of straightforward.
Much simpler.
Yeah.
Well, his movie career.
Right. Oh yeah. He was a sketch comic and
did a little stand up.
Did stand up and then had Key and Peele, which is incredible.
Yeah.
I love Key and Peele.
Yeah. Huge.
Big success.
Sketch comedy on. I think it was on Comedy Central with him and his buddy, who is also having a really good acting career.
Yeah. 100%. Now says he's not going to be acting anymore. Jordan
really?
Peele. Yeah.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah. He's like, oh, why would I do it when I just enjoy directing so much?
Yeah.
more?
That's fair.
He's involved in a lot of his executive producing list is significantly longer than his directing list because his directing list is only 3 movies.
Well, I saw a movie coming out called Him that he's producing. I thought he was directing
it. And I watched the trailer and it looks insane. It looks like a Jordan Peele movie.
It does.
So I was very
And it has
convinced.
a title like a Jordan Peele movie.
No.
No, it's not him.
It's not him. But he
I
does
have
I'm sorry. Go
Well,
ahead.
I forget who it is. Justin Stipling. I wrote it down later, but anyway.
Yeah.
He helped produce Monkey Man.
Yep.
Sick action movie.
And he started off with a production company right off the rip, right after Get Out.
Well, Get Out
called
was
Monkey Paw.
Sick. Oh, nice.
Productions, which is why I said that.
Get Out is sick.
Get Out was a phenomenon. Nominated for Best Picture. He won for Best Original Screenplay. It was sick. Us was pretty solid as far as a horror movie.
Yeah.
Had a
very
big
creepy
twist ending. Very creepy. I love the creepy aspects of it. Kind of one of those horror movies that, is kind of gets all crazy at the end.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Nope is amazing.
Elite.
I love Nope.
Okay. I don't know when we talk about Nope.
It'll come up again.
It most certainly
We're going to
will.
wrap up this deep dive and start getting into our list pretty quick here.
Okay.
Don't worry. Nope is, that was the only movie I rewatched.
I
in
had
this whole
not seen it.
experience.
I am embarrassed to say I'm late to the Jordan Peele train because, we've as much been discussed. I'm not a big horror movie guy, and everybody's like, he makes really good horror movies. I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to watch that. But then I saw Get Out finally years later. Also, I was going to bring this up earlier, so I'll just do a little pause to my statement. I had to play a lot of catch up on some of these because these directors sort of made their bones, as I keep saying, during the time of the 7-year gap that I like to bring up every once in a while, where my kids were young.
The dark ages.
The dark ages where I just was too tired to go to the movies or watch new movies at the end of the night. Hey, man, when you got a 3-year-old and a
I'm sorry.
6-year-old,
I'm
it's
really
just
joking.
like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I'm past those days now.
I'm tired and I
have
don't
played
have a kid.
Yeah, right. So, Lily was born in 2013. James was born in 2016. That's like right in this time period. And they were young for a few years after that. I just didn't get a lot of sleep and I just didn't see a lot of movies. So I did have to play a lot of catch up. Get Out was amazing. I finally saw Us first. Really, really good. And then I watched Nope. I'm like, was watching the movie like, is this one of my favorite movies I've ever seen?
Right. This is really hitting all the things that I like in a movie.
It had cowboys and aliens. And I even like the movie Cowboys and Aliens because it has cowboys and aliens.
Right. Yeah.
Those are two of my favorite things to like
Cowboys
deep
and
dive
Aliens,
on YouTube at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
it's also about filmmaking, which is great to
Yeah.
have that whole aspect. The writing is great. Visuals are incredible.
It's a simple monster movie,
Yeah.
which I love.
Right.
And the suspense scenes are so good. A lot of people have problems with they keep cutting away with the chimpanzee storyline. I don't have a problem with that at all.
I don't have a problem with
it's
it.
a macro or a micro to the macro story.
Interesting. Yeah, this time around, I was like, why is this in here?
Oh, interesting. Well, a lot of people have problems with that.
But I don't dislike it.
Right.
Like, it kind of like makes sense. But then homie dies pretty quick. Like right after you get, spoiler alert, sorry.
Homie who?
Stephen Ewan's character.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Like right after you get the story, which you think you're going to get it to emotionally come back to him in some sort of way.
Right.
But then he just dies.
No, it just dies.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That movie's great.
That movie's so good.
I really like it.
Me too. It's going to come up again.
I know it's going to come up again.
Yeah, and then Ari Aster, I don't really have too many notes on him. Bad job by me.
Well, I looked him up, and he went to film school, and he moved around a little bit in his
Oh,
childhood.
you know what?
and
I
just
have
immediately started
Alex
making-
Garland notes because I changed it last minute. That's why.
Good.
But, you know.
Good, because I didn't really look up too much about Alex Garland, who was my number 5.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
wanted
nice.
to- But yeah, Ari Aster was like, good at writing, good at filmmaking, went to school for it, started making short films, immediately got picked up for Hereditary. So maybe I'm simplifying it, obviously, but I don't know there's a ton.
Yeah, he's A24's baby also. It's like him and
Yeah.
Robert Eggers. They're
Right.
just like sweet little babies together.
Is it A24 or A24?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I
That's
don't know.
interesting. I feel like now that you say that, I'm like, I feel like I used to call it A24, and I have recently started calling it A24. What just happened?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's right. I only
They're gonna be so mad at me.
if A20/24 is listening, we would love some feedback.
Give me a job.
And give us a job.
Yeah, Alex Garland, kind of interesting. I keep saying we're gonna fly through this, but I am. It's from London. He was an author first. He wrote
Yeah.
The Beach in 1996, which did pretty well for him. And then obviously got picked up by Danny Boyle and made into the Leo movie, which you can listen to the Leo pod and hear us talk about The Beach. And then did like 3 Danny Boyle screenplays.
Yeah,
for
he
him.
did 28
days later.
And I think he did 28 weeks
and then he
later,
did
too.
28 weeks later until, and then I guess kind of took a little gap because I think the next thing he did was write and direct Ex Machina out of nowhere. Banger. Floored me when I
Yeah.
first saw it.
I think you told me about
this is they were like, oh, make a movie for Jack. This is probably it.
You were like, go watch this. I was like, ugh, jeez.
Yeah. And I was right.
I was blown away.
Yeah. Alex,
And then-
my fiance really likes that one too.
Becky does not.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I heard Ex Machina was good. I was like working one night, busy.
Oof,
and I got
don't like
two
where this story is going.
I got 2 texts. They were very far apart, but I didn't notice them at the same time. And she said, I heard Ex Machina was really good. I think I'll watch it while you're at work. And then the next text was like, what the fuck is this movie? And she does not like psychological thrillers and
Yeah.
scary whatever. And it's a sci-fi psychological thriller, although she does like some. But I probably, she was watching that home alone, dark, and she was like, this wrecked me.
I got a good follow up here.
Okay.
This is actually a Bong Joon thing that made my list that I took off my list
Because we took
didn't
him off?
include him. But one time I started watching Parasite without Alex.
Yeah.
And I got pretty far in it, and then I think I fell asleep, and then I went to work the next day, but I feel like it was maybe the next night or something because I think it was nighttime. And she was like, "Oh, watch it up to where you stopped," and she was watching it, and then she got to the scene where the person's coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
Which is the most terrifying thing that's ever happened. And it's just like, holy shit, here we go. And just like, and she
Had you gotten to that part?
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
gotten to that part. And she was like, she texted me, why didn't you tell me about the person on the stairs? And I was like, ooh, my bad.
My bad. Forgot about
yeah,
that.
I kind of forgot about that.
That's so funny. Becky also does not like Parasite.
Yeah, it's okay.
Not for everybody.
She actually does.
I
But,
love
you know,
Parasite.
it's
Would have included it on many a list in this podcast
That
if we
moment gets
included.
you.
Oh my god.
unforgettable. It was in one of my lists. Oh yeah. So then Ex Machina. Then he does Annihilation, which is pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty good.
Then Men, which I haven't seen, but I like the concept of.
Yeah.
And it looks kind of cool. Then he has Civil War, which I respect, but I don't think I like.
That's a good way of putting it.
And
A lot of people really like that movie. I am
Yeah.
not really one of them.
There's just parts in the middle that I'm just like, how did you spend this much on a movie and spend this much time on a concept, and then these are the scenes that we get?
Yeah.
You know, like
A little bit.
I kind of actually liked the big battle at the end because that's what we were expecting. I liked the suspense part in the middle. That I think you know what I'm talking about. There's that big long scene.
Yeah. The set pieces are pretty good.
Yeah, set pieces are good, but yeah, it kind of just didn't.
Everything in the middle didn't really work for me.
Yeah. And then he did Warfare, which I hear is really good, and I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I hear it's really intense.
Yeah. But it's streaming.
Haven't seen it.
I'm gonna probably watch that soon.
Tight. Anybody else you want to jump in before we kind of do the lists? Like, do we want to touch on anybody else?
I feel like we should get to our list a little bit.
I guess I agree. We've already mentioned the names.
Yeah, I think the big people we didn't, really put on our lists were Yorgos, Safdie brothers, Barry Jenkins, who I'm not too. He doesn't have a lot of work either.
Well, Moonlight's incredible.
But yeah, Moonlight gets you there. Robert Eggers, who I've seen
that's
a lot of his movies, and they're just crazy. And
They're just
I
crazy.
respect that.
I got him coming up later in some lists,
Yeah, me
but
too.
Robert Eggers is probably, I guess, maybe the biggest one that, like, he's very popular amongst a certain group, and we haven't mentioned him too much. But he's certainly on this list. He certainly has a vision. It's just not really my vision. Well, maybe we should take a quick break.
Sounds good.
And then finish up after that.
Okay, and then just like power through everything?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, we'll take a quick break.
All right. Okay, I know I asked your opinion on this before, but I say now I'm changing my mind and say we just do the hottest takes.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
I don't know if my hot takes in this will garner a ton of debate necessarily, but such as it is, I have them. I have 10.
I think I have 9.
It's okay. It's not the list of 10. It's the long list.
I'm sure I have another take in there somewhere.
Who wants to go first?
Yeah, you go first. I went first on the last
You want to try to think up a 10th take?
Of course.
All right. Here are my takes that get, I think, progressively hotter. You tell me.
I think that's what I did too.
Get Out should have won Best Picture in 2018. Here are your did you have this? Okay. So Shape of Water won. Here are the rest of the nominees. Dunkirk, good case. Darkest Hour, don't love it. Phantom Thread, good case. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I know you like that one.
Mm-hmm.
The Post, which I have not seen, but found it on Blu-ray for $2, and so I own it.
I'll probably skip that one for now.
Call Me By Your Name, a lot of people love that. And Lady Bird, which I really like. I think there's a case that certainly 4 by my judgment, but you can make a case for 5 or 6 movies that should have won over Shape of Water, which I don't really like that much.
Yeah, I did like Shape of Water.
Yeah,
But
that's fine.
But
I mean,
I
it
wasn't
wasn't Best Picture.
expecting it, and I saw it in
You're not
theaters,
wrong.
and I was like, oh, wow, like, this is good. And then I was kind of rooting for it a little bit.
Right.
And then it won, and I didn't see
And I
that
was
coming.
like,
I was like,
what?
this never happened. But like, obviously, looking back, it's like,
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
We have hindsight.
Right.
Get Out was a phenomenon. I love it. I didn't see
Yeah.
it at the time, so I
did.
didn't really have a relationship with it. And it certainly doesn't feel like an Oscar movie, but it was really cool. It was really different. It's a good genre movie. And, you can make a case for a lot of these. Dunkirk, Lady Bird. I really like Phantom Thread. But I think Get Out should have won if we look back on it 10 years later in the history books. That's my number 10 take.
I like it.
Number 9, Alex Garland movies have gotten progressively worse with each movie. Now, I haven't seen Men, so this is a soft take. And I haven't seen Warfare yet.
This was my 10th that I just thought of. So thanks for
All right, let's
stealing
try
that one. Maybe I'll try to get a different one in there.
Yeah, they're good movies. I don't dislike Civil War, but I don't particularly like it. Annihilation was pretty sick, very different. And Ex Machina is incredible. I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. So progressively works.
Mm.
Robert Eggers movies. I'm glad he exists. I'm glad his movies exist. I'm glad they make money so that people will go see interesting movies from a director with a very clear vision. They're not for me. I don't really like, they're not bad. And I get it, but like I've seen them. I don't necessarily know that I'm going back to them. They're just not for me from a super entertainment. I want to go watch these again standpoint.
I like it.
But I'm glad they exist. My number, whatever I'm on, I think 6, Uncut Gems and 12 Years a Slave are really, really, really good. And I don't necessarily need to watch them again.
Oh,
Especially 12 Years a Slave. Uncut Gems, I mean, I'll watch them again. I own 12 Years a Slave, but it's a tough hang, dude. And Uncut Gems, man, it's like, it certainly gives me a feeling, but I'm like anxiety filled the whole time. I'm really anxious the whole time, which I know is the point, but it's just like, oof.
I thought Uncut Gems was the most stressful movie I've ever seen until I saw Beau is Afraid. But not really, because Beau is Afraid is like crazy also, so you're a little distracted by that, but it's literally about him being extremely paranoid.
Right.
But Uncut Gems is like your heart is racing the entire time.
God.
And it's weird, like the sounds and the editing.
And
is
it
just
finishes on a downer.
Woo!
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to,
No.
I don't know if we want to spoil it.
It has quite the ending.
Yeah.
I guess I'd call it a down. Yeah, I guess it's a downer. Well, I mean, kind of had it coming.
I guess. Yeah, I guess so. I didn't feel good after that movie. Let's put it that way. Okay. Here's my number 5. Everything, Everywhere. Wait, is this my number 5? No. Here's my number 5. The dancing scene in Little Women is one of my favorite scenes of all time, where they dance outside the ball or the dance that they're going to. Timmy Shams and Saoirse Ronan's character like have a little impromptu dance outside because Saoirse Ronan's dress is ripped. And the music in that scene, awesome. Apparently they were playing modern music while they were dancing so that the characters would have a little bit more of a modern free-flowing feel to it.
That's cool.
I just love that scene. And it's kind of just a short one, but it's just like why I go to the movies. I don't know, it just like totally gets me. It's just awesome. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the movie. Number 4, Everything Everywhere All at Once should not have won Best Picture. I like the movie. I'm not disappointed it won. There's some real bangers in here. Okay, so here are your nominees. Banshees of Inisherin. A lot of people love that one. Kind of polarizing. Tar, haven't seen.
I actually haven't either, and that was one that I really wanted to see going up to it.
Me too.
Bad job,
And
ass.
a lot of people love that movie, and I've tried to find it on Blu-ray, just like find it like at a used store, and I haven't found it yet. But I'll buy it at some point. Just watch it.
Was it a streaming movie? It might have been
maybe.
Apple.
Oh, maybe it. I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Maybe I can't get it on Blu-ray. Anyway, I haven't seen it. Bad job. Really want to. Triangle of Sadness, another nominee. Didn't see it. Fablemans, didn't love. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, Way of Water, pretty good. Elvis, not good. And the winner that I think should have won, to no surprise by you, Top Gun Maverick. That's my Best Picture nominee and winner of that year. Even though Everywhere, All at Once is a fine movie, really creative. I don't dislike it at all. But Top Gun Maverick is just fucking awesome.
I'm pretty sure this was my least favorite Oscar year that I remember.
Yeah, I don't hate that take.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that sounds like I don't like the movie, and I do. But let's move on. Okay, number 3. I think this generation of directors that we're talking about, the ones that we're talking about, has a good chance to go down as like one of the great generations of all time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's even a hot take, and it's tough to tell as we're sitting here right now.
Well, like we talked about before, I mean, the proof is already there for
they're already making phenomenal movies. If they continue doing this,
3
we're there.
of the 4 immediately got nominated for awards for maybe both of their first movies. Well, I don't know. And then Ryan Coogler made millions off of his second movie after making a tiny little, independent film.
I mean,
It's just
they're on that trajectory. They're making great, and even beyond all the stats, I just really like the movies.
Yeah,
you know,
right, true.
It's just awesome. But it's
My
tough
bad.
to
I
tell.
guess I'm focused on that too much. I'm
Well,
more,
no. No, I mean but that's important too.
Yeah.
I just I don't. It's tough to tell now. We don't know where their careers go. Maybe they all flame out. I have no idea. But it certainly doesn't feel like that, and they're awesome. And do I like these better than the 2010s, the 2000s, the 90s? I don't know, but they're off to a really good start. Number 2. I love Damien Chazelle movies. They're great, especially the first 2.
Here we go.
Well, the first 2 that I knew about. I didn't know about his student film that actually hit theaters. I don't think there is a bigger fan of Damien Chazelle movies than Damien Chazelle. It just seems like he's like, this is fucking great. I am doing it. We've done it. I don't have any context to that. I don't have any proof of that. Just the way he shoots his movies are big and splashy, lots of camera movement, lots of quick cuts, big concepts, loves old school Hollywood, just feels like he's feeling himself, which is not a bad thing, but I feel like he's his biggest fan.
Yeah. Okay.
Soft take.
Okay.
My number 1 hot take is Creed is the best of the Rocky franchise and maybe the best boxing movie ever made.
Nice. I don't hate that one.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Rocky guy.
I like Rocky movies.
Where would it rank in your sports movies?
It would be up there. I'd have to sit down and think about that.
Okay.
That's a bigger discussion. There's probably a podcast in there. It would
Oh,
certainly be up there.
Okay.
And then there's like films like, obviously, Raging Bull is like a historically great film. It's not really fun to watch. And I don't know. I just love Creed.
Yeah, no, I get
really
it.
good.
Right. It is good. Gets you stoked, man.
Gets me stoked. I don't know.
The ATV scene is
Awesome.
is incredible.
All right, let me hear your hot takes.
All right. I'm a little nervous. At first I was like, we're a little too similar, but I'm not too worried about that now. And the things that we talked a lot about, well, I'm just going to go for it.
Just go for it.
And I do have a 10th, but it's not going to be my 10th because now that I think of that, it's probably pretty high.
Oh.
So similarly, number 10, and I think this is safer than yours, I think Jordan Peele should have won Best Director.
Yeah.
Picture is a hard one to pick. I mean, should have, could have, would have. Director, there's still only 5 of them. It's smaller. And homie won for Shape of Water, which, I mean, really you're going to give Shape of Water the Best Picture, which it maybe couldn't or didn't have to win, and you're going to give him Best Director? I mean, give it to Jordan Peele, for
Right?
sure. Of that list of, I don't have them in front of me, but he
And it's
should have
such
won
more
Best Director,
an
which
interesting movie.
I think is, yeah.
I don't know. Shape of Water's fine. I just didn't. It's just I've never felt the need to watch it again.
Kind of stated this before. Number 9, too many horror movies. All over the place. Why is everybody making horror movies?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's why I like Nope so much, because it was like a thriller.
Yeah.
Had a couple horror movies or moments in there, but really the horror moments, I also noticed this quickly, were all fake outs. Like the scariest moments weren't actually the kids.
Yeah.
Is the scariest moment of that movie.
Oh man, that's
And
really scary.
Then they end
But
up
it's
being
just
kids. And then it happens with one other thing where there's a scary moment and it's like a fake out. Number 8. Didn't love the last act of Sinners.
Wow.
I loved the post-credit sequence and thought that was a perfect ending.
Oh sure.
But it just kind of goes into a really violent vampire movie.
Yeah,
Which
sick.
Yeah, exactly. I just loved all the first stuff so much more, and it was all like in the barn, the action. It was all like,
I guess that's
a
a good point.
It felt like, it's a vampire movie. It felt like From Dusk Till Dawn a little bit, which people love, and I'm sure there's homages in there for sure.
Right.
But it lost a little bit of its edge.
I see what you're saying.
Sorry.
Okay, it hurts me a little bit.
I know.
That's fine.
That's a hot one.
I love that one.
This is also I feel like Jordan Peele is ready to step out of his shell.
Step out of it.
Step out of it. You're a great filmmaker.
Oh, you mean like not make a horror movie?
Well, yeah. Or yes, I guess.
Yeah.
My
I'd like
takes
to
are
see
riddled with this, but I just like to see people switch it. I don't mind that they're making these movies.
No,
but
make more.
Let's see something else that keeps us on our toes.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times we've said keeps us on our toes in this podcast. La La Land is like an hour too long to have a sad ending.
Woo!
And it really makes me never want to watch the movie again.
Oh, no. Yeah.
If I say make it 2 hours long, sad ending's fine. 3 hours long.
Is it 3 hours long?
It's long, dude. It feels like long. 3 hours long. And then the last half of it is just sad.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not a huge La La Land guy.
I know you are.
And literally as I'm sitting there watching it, I'm like, I love this movie. And then I'm like, wow.
It gets sad.
It gets sad, which is the point. I get it.
I like it, but I mean, I like your take and I like the movie.
That's my take.
That's it's fine.
The Eternals is the most underrated MCU film.
Wow. Hot
Chloe
take.
Zhao, we haven't really talked about her, but she did
No,
that.
we haven't talked about it
She
that
did
much.
The Writer, and then she did Eternals, and then she did Nomadland. So in context, that's like a small little indie movie, an MCU movie, and then another kind of smaller movie that then won
Academy Award winning movie.
that she won Best Director for, and did it win Best Picture?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Anyways, my take is, I fuck with the Eternals, dude. I don't know what it is.
I've never seen it.
That's a movie that I'm like, I think I understand why nobody likes this movie, but I fucking dig it. I watched it on a plane also, and it's also extremely long, so that may have helped, is that I had nothing else to do or distract me. But I'm just loving it. They're going all over the world. They have crazy powers. You get to see them all. Like the fight sequence at the end is kind of like what they stopped doing enough of, I feel like, with the Avengers. Or like with the Avengers, it's like Iron Man's got a suit, other guy's got a bow and arrow, he can shoot really well, Hulk's really strong. These guys are like fast and like doing all these crazy things and like have all these crazy powers. It's dope.
I'll put it
and
on
then
the
they're
list.
like, they're all like hundreds and thousands of years old, so they've seen all of history, which is dope, and it's sick, dude. Number 3, Everything Everywhere All at Once isn't that good.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah.
And it came at a time, this is pretty interesting. I don't really know how this happened, but Rick and Morty was going strong, is all about different universes and essentially like the most random things you can think of because they're going from universe to universe, and does it amazingly. Their episode, it's absolutely hilarious, and the episodes are still heart-wrenching sometimes and like really good writing. Then you got MCU is doing a whole multiple universe thing.
Yep.
So then this came out and it was like, not that creative with the universe thing. And like it was all about trying to do the thing that had never been done. So you got to be the most random thing. And sometimes it was just like, I mean, it's random because it's random, but it's like, can't we get a little more creative with it? This is what I remember. I will say, as far as the opposite of all my other takes, the ending kind of got it back for me. I did like the ending.
Oh, that's
good.
good.
It was kind of touching.
Yeah.
But yeah, overrated.
Yeah, it's just okay.
Yeah. Number 2.
Uh-oh.
Michael B. Jordan isn't that good of an actor yet.
Oh, here we go.
I will say Sinners kind of maybe switched it for me because he's playing 2 people and it's great. He just kind of does the same angry thing the whole time. Yeah, okay, I will say I did watch Creed recently.
Yeah.
And he's surprisingly, like, in the end of that movie, you're just like, whoa. So I'll give him that. It's there. Right. But there's a lot of the same sort of angry face going on and like gravelly voice thing that he does. He's getting there.
Yeah. He's got time.
Yeah.
Good movie star.
My number 1 hot take is Babylon is incredible. This is another one. I don't think I'd recommend this movie to anybody. In fact, I confidently went into work and knew that nobody would ever watch it if I said one thing or another. So I just got to like tell everybody about it. And people were just like, wow, that's like ridiculous. And it's the craziest movie I've ever seen.
It's
one of them.
wild.
Okay.
I mean,
Beau is Afraid is like hard to follow and purposely throws you off and is just like confusing and really crazy. And this is like Damien Chazelle really going for it, 100%.
Really going for it.
Which I understand and it's also long. But you open with 2 30-minute long scenes as if it's like The Godfather that just, they're both pretty on point, but the second one is especially on point, which will also come up again. And yeah, I don't know. I just like couldn't stop thinking about it. And the ending really, I like a good ending and it tied it together.
The ending worked
really,
for you?
The rug really ties the room together.
Yeah.
I wish I could spoil the ending, but I don't think I will. But it just, I didn't think it was going to really go there as far as really sending it home with the film history thing and the passage of time. It's great.
Yeah, it's certainly wild. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I was certainly thinking about it days after I saw it. I think a lot of people are either on one end or the other on this movie. It's maximalist to the extreme, but I liked the movie. I feel like I need to see it again, but also I don't want to do it anytime soon. I want to let it simmer a little bit.
Yeah,
So
I get it.
yeah.
I was kind of like ready to rewatch it right again. I didn't
Nice.
I'm there.
Speaking of the rug really tying the room together, Becky said that my wife is a designer and she was out on a site visit or something, and someone was like, "Oh, that rug really ties the room together," and then Becky was like, "Whoa, the rug really ties the room together," and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Oh, it's a line from The Big Lebowski," and they're like, "Don't know."
Over their heads.
It's like, oh,
Not the vibe.
yeah.
They aren't tight.
In the circles we hang around
Sorry.
with, that's
I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah,
But they should go watch. They should go watch.
certainly in our circles.
best
That's a line that people know.
Yeah. All right. Oh, wow. I guess that was 9. Because the other take that I came up with was, I'm not sure Past Lives is really believable as far as the actions
Here
that
we
happen in the
go.
relationships with the characters. Probably won't get into it too much, but it's
Here
a good
we
movie.
go.
There's some great scenes, but I'm like, what? I mean, would these people really do this? I don't know.
All right.
That's all I'll say. All right, up next.
I love Past Lives.
Yeah, it's great.
Saw the new one.
It's great. Hey, it was a hot takes corner.
Yeah, Hot Takes Corner. We like hot takes.
What'd you think of the new one?
I didn't love it. The new one, we should say, from Celine's song is The Materialist. Just came out in our timeline about a week ago. By the time this podcast released, maybe like a month and a half ago. Didn't love it. Just kind of didn't love the acting performances necessarily. I'm not the biggest... How do I say this? I think Dakota Johnson is like captivating to look at on screen, not just because she's beautiful, which she is, but like she's got that. We talked about the tractor beam quality in other podcasts. She's got that, but her line deliveries are just like interesting and weird and sometimes a little cold and slow. And so it was tough for me to get behind her as the lead of the movie. And then the rest of the acting performances were pretty just like very, I want to say one note, or just like there wasn't a whole lot of inflection on anything really. The conversations, the tone of the voice, the volume, it was just like one note the whole time. And then it was like kind of marketed as a romantic comedy, but it wasn't very funny, which is fine. I was just missing something for me. I liked it, but by the end of it, I was just like, this didn't get there.
Yeah, I've actually heard more recently more similar takes. When at first everybody was kind of like praising it, which is
Oh,
I'm sure it
okay,
should be, but
interesting, yeah.
I've heard some similar.
It wasn't bad. It was just like kind of...
Also heard it was long? Question mark.
Yeah, it was. It kind of ran on. The endings kept piling up, and I don't know. I just
Not
thought,
the type of movie to be long, kind of like La La Land.
yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I guess. Yeah, it just didn't quite. It almost didn't feel like the movie really know what it was. Well, I don't want to say that, but yeah, there were some interesting choices made that just didn't totally land. A couple of really good scenes, but just didn't totally land for me.
Nice.
I don't want to give too much away because it's brand new and
Yeah.
you haven't seen it yet.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. So we did this in the Godfather podcast, but it was your idea. But we did director flexes.
Oh, right.
Essentially, just the director going for it. Successful moments. Mine kind of are ranged from being very specific to very broad.
Mine too.
So, okay, good. How about I go first because you went first last time. Number 10, I got pulling off the Michael B. Twins thing. Obviously, it was a good job on his part acting wise, but clearly it was conceptually Ryan Coogler, and he had to make it work. And he did that, and it was great.
Didn't notice like any weird
Didn't
stuff
notice,
throughout
and
the
then
whole
there's
movie. Any weird chicanery.
There's a whole thing with the colors that they're wearing. I heard negative things about the movie when reading back on it after having seen it, that some people like Lost being able to pay attention to them, which I really don't feel like happened with me. But I guess they also like put different, like they were wearing different colors throughout the movie, which we're both colorblind.
We're both colorblind. So I didn't notice that.
But I mean, I'm sure they're like,
well,
I doubt
I never
they're
was
wearing red
confused
and
about
green.
who was who, though.
Yeah, right. But yeah, nice job by him. Number 9, this is general, but I got just Poor Things. Just the world itself. I mean, like, the whole movie was the best part of the movie was the directing. I mean, it was her performance as well. But, you know, obviously he got her to get there with that performance. And it's just visually incredible and clearly just from someone's dreams.
I had that on my list. I had concept, camera lenses, production design, the whole bit. It was just like, this is what we're doing.
Yep. Number 8, I have from Midsummer, the May Queen dance scene. That was the moment that it solidified me liking it. It comes back to a theme with me as far as endings, that I feel like endings lose me, especially in horror. And at that moment, I don't know, I kind of didn't see it coming. It's just this visually incredible moment. And she goes through 9 million different, she goes through a whole transformation essentially.
Yeah.
And is like, goes from scared to not knowing what she's feeling to like elation. And then and they got her.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I also have a side shout out to the mushroom sequence at the beginning.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think it's subtle. Seems to be well done.
Yeah, allegedly.
So my number 7 is from Beau's Afraid. You're constantly going between reality being absolutely crazy and off the wall and like not realistic to him dreaming and it being a dream in that world. So it's even more not. And there are a couple sequences that are like that and you go in and out. And I'll say that it works for me in the movie where at certain points you lose that you're actually still in a sequence and then you come out of it. Specifically, there's one. Whoa. I know you haven't seen this, but specifically, there's one where he runs into the forest, and because he's running away from people trying to kill him, and he ends up at like a theater troupe called the Orphans of the Lost or the Lost Orphans of the Forest or something, and he starts watching this play in the middle of the forest, and he puts himself as the main character, and then you essentially watch this whole story of a person's life in this play. And it kind of relates to his life too, so it works, and it's him playing it.
Yeah.
And it turns into like an old man and stuff. And then something interrupts the play. Like in my mind, it felt like I was there forever. And then something interrupts the play, and you come back, and you're like, "Whoa! Right, I forgot that I was watching a play right now."
Oh, that's crazy.
And it does it really well. Number 6, I have Barbie. I think the whole thing is kind of just a flex on everything, and I thought it was, especially when I learned that she just like had got full creative control even when there were previous things made, and it's just so creative and just out of her brain and was unlike anything she had done yet.
I
don't know, very
different.
I
had that on my list. Nice. Somehow pulling off Barbie.
Number 5, I have Nope. Specifically the way the UFO comes and goes from the sky and the sound design and or lack thereof. And it's just like, I feel like unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's just like there lurking in the shadows. And sometimes you can hear it, but sometimes it's just like sneaking around.
Had it on my list. If you can tell by my facial expression.
He's just been looking at me like super stoked this whole time since I started talking. It's amazing. I will also give a shout out to the use of the air dancers.
Air dancers.
I don't know what to call them. Wacky inflatable tube man is what they're called from Family Guy, or is it from Rick and Morty? I don't know. But the air dancers that you see everywhere. Using those as far as like knowing where the thing is because it shuts off the power and you can see it from far out.
Yeah,
easily. It's just it's super creative.
Just really
it feels
cool
like something that Jordan Peele would think of like as a joke in like Key and Peele. There are a couple things in that movie where I'm like, this is so creative. It feels like it could be in a comedy or like in like a movie like this.
Well, I kind of think that's the genius of him is that he toes the line so well. Like he's doing horror suspense movies, but they're naturally funny. And they're so like the things, he comes up and creates, or like that's a really smart person behind all these decisions.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not all his decisions; they're probably collaborative. But like he's running the show.
100%. I would think that those would be his decisions.
Yeah, I would think too.
Number 4, I have Ex Machina. I put down visual storytelling.
Yeah.
Production design.
Yeah.
Lighting, kind of everything pretty much.
Everything.
But everything that's like directing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was trying to think of something to put from Ex Machina, and I couldn't come up with any specifics, so this makes sense to me, what you're saying.
The shots and the pace of it and the house that they chose for it is just brilliant. I don't know.
Yeah.
Love the whole thing. Number 3, I have also from Sinners. I think it's might be my only double shout out. Is the Ancestors Dance.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say. It's on my list.
Probably the best scene in that movie. Probably best scene of a movie this year.
It's incredible.
That was this is what I came for.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was really cool.
But I didn't see it coming.
Like separate from the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine.
Right.
Very, very cool.
Number 2, I have Little Women, non-linear storytelling
Oh,
and that decision. I think
call.
that's a big flex. I knew it going in, I think, at one point, but I started to tell the story briefly earlier, but I completely let go of it. But I watched this with my fiance, my parents, your family, both of your kids, you and your wife.
Yeah.
Everybody. And everybody had seen it besides me and Alex. And it was obviously very satisfying. But I remember not really following it. It was kind of confusing at first.
Yeah, I remember. I had to be like...
I'm pretty sure it was pretty quick in.
It was.
And I maybe I said I'm having a hard time. And then somebody said Becky told me the saturation thing.
Yeah. Which again...
immediately helped.
We can tell the difference, but like as colorblind people, I'm not sure we would notice without.
Well, maybe this is part of the next part of the story, but I could tell immediately. So I was moving and grooving at that point, and then Lily, your daughter, at one point is just like, "This is in the past." I'm like, "Yeah, I got it by now." It's just like it was really funny.
We got it now, Lily.
Yeah.
She doesn't pull the punches.
No. It's great. But yeah, I think it's part of it is just like her, choosing to do Little Women. And I'm going to tell it out of order. It's like, okay, well, why? And then it's like, oh, wow, this is great.
It makes a lot of sense the way she does it.
Number 1, probably no surprise here.
I bet it's...
Or some surprise. Babylon.
Yeah, figured that was number 1.
Specifically, the second half-hour-long scene in which they are on a film set in the middle of the Hollywood desert.
Crazy filmmaking going on.
Crazy filmmaking. It's all over the place, kind of like the first scene. It's the second scene. The first scene is all at a big party, so you're seeing a big party. Second scene, you're at a huge set where they're filming everything all at once, which is how they did it back in the day, and it really lets you know the possibilities of production when there aren't sound, because it's literally like they have whole scenes of stuff right next to each other going on, but they can film it that way because
they're not taking the sound.
And it's crazy and fast. And then the ultimate flex of the scene is that they really land the plane with that scene. Maybe the best part of that movie, but just the way that they need to capture up this one specific shot in golden hour, essentially, which is such a big thing. It just culminates and was just a satisfying. I didn't know we were going to have like an end to that scene and such a nice little wrap up.
Yeah, it was a really poignant finish to that. It was very
really
cool.
Poignant.
I thought when I was watching it, because Brad Pitt his character was really drunk, I thought he was going to get through that final scene, do the kiss, they get it, great, and then throw up all over the just based on some of the other things that happened before in the first scene.
You throw up later.
Well, yeah, you do, but I didn't expect it then. I expected it.
Nice.
I'm kind of glad it didn't happen.
Yeah,
that
me
way.
too.
But
I kind of didn't expect that. I was like, wow, that was really cool. The way
it was
they
really
did that.
cool. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Good list, Jack.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to plow through mine. Here we go. Number 10, just the fact that Civil War exists and the Civil War like action set pieces.
This is a good one.
Like, how could they convince at our current political climate that a movie about a modern Civil War should be made? I don't know. Just that, and then the fact that they nailed all the big action set pieces really good. Number 9, we were close on this. The Nope nighttime UFO sequences. Nighttime specifically is really like, it's dark. You can kind of see it, but you can kind of hear it. It's really suspenseful. People are running. They're looking up. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
But we were dancing
some
around
of the day stuff, you can like see it going in between a lot more.
Yeah. No. I like the way you did put it more, I think. The finale to Whiplash, which is just...
Yeah.
First of all, they play a whole song.
True.
Which is pretty ballsy.
Kind of waiting for it the whole time.
Yeah.
At least one big performance.
And then he goes on that drum solo. He's close up on the drums. They're shooting from outside the theaters from the dad's perspective. You know, they got the teacher in there and his reaction. I mean, they're just the camera's all over the place.
It's just it's awesome.
Big time flex. Really, really works. Number 7. I have Robert Eggers, all movies, all the time, just flexing the entire time.
Yeah, being Robert Eggers.
He's got a look.
Yeah.
He's got a feel. He's going for it. Again, I said it's not necessarily for me, but I appreciate it, and it's awesome. If I had to go with one sequence, I would do the Northman single take or single shot battle raid. Was pretty awesome.
Nice.
Number 6, I think I'm on. I got the Moonlight Ocean scene.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that's probably the best scene of that movie.
Yeah.
Or at least the most memorable. The music is incredible. They're in the water. The camera lens is going in and out of the water, so you can kind of only see half of... I can't remember the main character's name. I don't know if I'm interpreting this right, but like throughout the rest of the movie, he's really only giving half of himself, and so you can kind of only see half of him in the water. Right. I thought that was interesting. He's teaching him how to swim, and at the end, he gives a really poignant speech. Mahershala Ali's character gives a really poignant speech about how you kind of just have to
really good speech,
be yourself in this life, and you can't let anybody do it for you. Or, it was just really, I'm not remembering exactly, but it was really, really good.
Yeah, I thought about doing successfully a 3-part movie kind of that just felt like you kind of forget that it's a 3-part movie sometimes. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't, because each part is worse than the first one, in my opinion, of that movie, which is my only, and I've only seen it once, and I really should watch it again. It's really, really good, and it was really affecting, but I liked the beginning so much, and as they kept going on, I didn't like it as much, but that's probably a me thing. I'll watch it again. I own it. Number 5, I had The Sinners. I called it the music scene, the ancestral music scene. Unbelievable. Cameras moving all over the place, different music spliced in, different characters show up. I don't know how they film it. Number 4, I had Somehow Pulling Off Barbie. We talked about that. Number 3, I had Poor Things.
Nice.
Total flex the entire way. Number 2, I had the Creed one-shot boxing match.
Ooh, nice.
Hell
yeah.
yes, brother.
The one
cool.
that I watched and then didn't realize until afterwards and read about it, and it was like, oh, that was one shot.
Yeah, the first time I watched it, I didn't notice either, which is probably a credit to how smooth it is.
Right.
It's really good. Don't know how they did it. Really awesome. Can't believe they even decided to do that. Very, very cool.
That's a good one.
And number 1, I also had Babylon, the whole movie, all the time.
Nice.
You mentioned that. I noticed there's a theater scene. I don't think it's the last scene. I think it's when he goes to see the talkies for the first time. Like somebody, I guess it's Brad Pitt, like orders him to go watch this and see what you think. And so he's in a movie theater. I'm not sure if it's that scene, but he's in a movie theater. I'm pretty sure it's that scene. First of all, he's sitting down in the theater. The camera's right on him. He gets up. The camera like follows him down the aisleway. And then he like stands there staring at the screen, and the camera goes up over the crowd, surfs over the crowd like it's on a crane shot, and he runs out, and the camera follows him as he runs out of the theater. And I don't know how they did it because it starts off like with a handheld and goes into a crane shot, and it's just really impressive.
It's crazy.
So
There's a bunch of that
shot
in that movie.
specifically, I was like, wow, I don't know how they did that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was my number 1 flex.
That same thing happens in Boogie Nights.
I know, yeah, and the
It's like
first
the same
shot,
exact
I don't
thing,
know how they do it.
Yeah, neither do I.
So I actually thought of that when I was watching. I was like, how did they do that?
Man, it has a lot of Babylon has a lot of crazy shots in it.
It does. And we could
They're
have
all
picked
flexing.
a bunch of them, but that was the one I picked.
Nice, good list. Wow,
Thank
we're
you. Yeah,
kind of on the same page there. We're locked in. All right, so we've referenced this, but a lot of these movies are insane. I texted you pretty recently. You were looking maybe for another list. I literally just said, what about absolutely ridiculous? And you were like, I don't know if I know what that means, but I'll just go for it. And we kind of talked it out. But how about you go first this time, Josh?
Okay, so this is, I don't even know how many I have here. You sent me this text. You said recently, it was late last night. Not late last night. I didn't see it till late last night. And so I was like, yeah, what are you talking about? And you're just like, just go for it, whatever you think. And I was like, all right, fine. So this is my absolutely ridiculous in general terms. We touched on this earlier. I have the ending of Uncut Gems. That was a ridiculous ending to me. Not in a bad way, like it affected me, and I liked the movie, but I was like, man, this is just, I don't know if I want to spoil it because the movie is not that old, but if you haven't seen Uncut Gems, maybe just go watch it. The ending's crazy.
Ending is super crazy. That's actually a really good one. I'm surprised.
So the next one I have, I told you I would do this. I have an asterisk because we took the late stages. We took out Bong Joon-ho, and we've already referenced this, but the twist in Parasite is just fucking crazy.
So crazy.
It was already a pretty crazy movie, and it's
Right.
just like, I don't even know.
And at a
what's
certain
happening.
point, that movie, well, at the time when there was so much hype and people were just like, this is incredible. You're watching the first half of that movie, you're like,
This is good.
this is good. I wonder why, and then
Good. Then the twist happens. You're like, I've never seen anything like this
Yeah.
before. Crazy.
it's Hitchcock to a T. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. So the next one I have is the poor things in ridiculous wild sex scenes.
Yeah, true.
My mom asked us if we wanted to watch that movie. I was like, no, I don't want to watch this with you.
Yep.
Not this one. Oh,
Good
man.
call. Wait, you knew?
I had already seen it
Okay.
at that point. The next one I have is the last act of Midsommar. Kind of the way you pointed it out. Goes into that dance.
Yeah, well.
And I'm like, whoa. And then it gets significantly dark. Like the whole time,
That one made my list.
you know something's going on, and they're not telling you what's going on. They reveal little bits by bits. They're giving
Right.
you paintings.
one of the good parts of that movie.
The sacrifice off the cliff was like, what the hell? You know something's going on. People start disappearing, and then at the end, it's just like, wow.
Yeah, but by the end, you already have a couple really gnarly scenes.
Your guard is up by the end.
Including the May Queen one. And then you're like, no way that
They're not going to go
they're not
even
going to
further.
They're not going to burn it down with him.
Well, that plus like the ritual sex scene, plus like he finds that one guy with his back open and his lungs are hanging out.
yeah.
He needs to spit. It's like, what the fuck's going on? This is crazy. I'm sorry, I didn't want to ruin Uncut Gems, and then I just told you the whole ending of
Midsummer.
Midsommar.
Well,
It's an old movie. It's an older movie. You should watch it. Number 3, I have the bear scene in Annihilation. The bear comes in and just rips
yeah.
that person to shreds.
Yeah.
Pretty gross.
I knew there would be an Annihilation. It's been a while since I've seen it,
Yeah.
but I just
Yeah, that's the
couldn't
one.
get specific. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the bear
one.
scene.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
right.
I guess I'm on number 2, the elephant shit in Babylon. That was crazy. You were like, watch out for the elephant shit. And
Did
I'm
I
like, what
did
does
I
that
tell
mean?
you about it?
Yeah, because you were like, do not watch this with the kids. And I was playing with you. Of course, I wasn't going to watch this with the kids. But I was like, why not? They're going to be fine. You're like, wait till they're asleep. I was like, they're up. I'm going to watch it now. I just kept texting you back.
Right.
And you were like, what? I mean, what could be so bad? I was never going to watch it with the kids, but you didn't necessarily know that. And I was like, what could be so bad? And you gave me a whole list. And the last one was elephant shit. And I was like, what does he mean by that? And there's a lot of it.
That one made my list too.
And then the last one is the success of Barbie and Black Panther. I mean,
Nice.
they're big properties. It's not shocking that they're successful, but the over $1 billion successful is pretty crazy. So that's ridiculous. Not in a bad way. I'm happy, but
Yeah.
it's just wild.
Yeah. We never really talked about age, but they're also very young people to be making these like
Extremely young people.
Nice. So we have some repeats. I also have like a bunch here. I don't even know how many. I'm just gonna fly through it. I got The Lighthouse last act.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what's going on there,
Still don't.
but there's gross things involved. Yeah, I just won't even talk about it. I have the Ex Machina ending. I remember just being
Yeah.
floored by that. That's another one. We were like, no way is that going to happen. And then then
it does.
and
Another
does
one
happen.
that like
And it's
nailed
like
the
super
last act after a really good premise.
Right. And I will say, I thought about this for director flexes, just like the ability to like be as equally fooled by her as he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a relationship. It's like you get what you like being on her side, and they have like this nice relationship. It's like the last thing you expect. Well, I mean, you know, it's a good.
But that's
twist.
what's his face's character is warning the whole time.
Yeah. Right, but there's also some manipulation there, right?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, it's like you're confused the whole time, but like you said, like they're not going to do this.
Right.
But I do remember the first time I watched it when he first goes into the complex and he's not greeted by anybody. The door just opens and knows it's him because he's working for some technological giant. And he goes in and it stays on the door and he kind of goes into the room and the door very slowly closes on him when he first gets to the complex. And I was like, this guy's not getting out of here.
Yeah.
So I was maybe a little bit more on my guard because of that shot.
Well,
it was still shocking.
No. You're on your guard. Oh, it's super suspenseful. You're like, this is bad this whole time. But I don't think her being the bad person was.
Yeah.
Nah, we just spoiled it. But she's not bad.
Well, we kind of just spoiled it. Yeah.
So I had two from Midsummer. One was the ending, but specifically the burning of the church, just because I remember that being just like, wow.
Crazy.
But kind of tight. Because fuck that dude. But also the throwing the old people off the cliff.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Just like, and that's like in the middle too.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, okay. I also have two from Babylon. The one of them being obviously the elephant shit in the beginning, which was the most insane way to open a film I've ever seen. But the second one is the vomit scene, which is probably actually like my least favorite part of the movie. And I think I mean, I like that she is doing it, but it just lasts a long time and is super absurd.
Yeah.
Super absurd.
It's wild.
She's just thrown up over everybody in this big party, just to let everybody know. Hereditary, the head out the window.
Yeah.
Okay, I got two for Beau is Afraid 2. I'll try to fly through this.
Go for it.
People who've seen Beau is Afraid probably know one of these. I'm not going to spoil it, but it involves a human ball sack in an attic at the end of the movie.
Okay.
There you go. That's all I'll say.
Got it.
Like a human sized, like a human that is a ball sack, like a ball sack with eyes.
Oh, okay. Not what I thought you meant.
Mm-hmm. And it's not in the dream part, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
But also, okay, there's this great, I just really want to talk about this one scene. There's a scene where he's extremely anxious and freaking out. He wakes up and he takes some medication. Then he looks at the bottle and it says, take with water. And I don't think he's holding it in his mouth. He's already like swallowed it. But he like swallows it. It says take with water, and then he goes to his faucet, and the water is shut off in the building. And he's like, I need to take with water, or I'm gonna die. You essentially get that. And everywhere outside of his building is like mobbed with like homeless people like fighting each other. That's just like normal life outside of his neighborhood. Jeez. And so there's a drugstore across the street, and he has to like go down to the stairs, and he's like locked in his apartment, like at his gate of his apartment. He's like looking outside, and he's like waits for it to like chill out. And then I think he like doesn't have a key when he gets down there. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to put a phone book in the door. And he puts a phone book in the door, and then he like goes across the street, and then he like doesn't have money, and like looks behind, and he starts seeing people like approach his building. And he's like, come on, can I do it? And his card's not working. The guy's like, your card's not working. You can't steal the water. He's like, I need the water. I'm sorry. He's like, are you stealing my water? And it just builds and builds. And then hundreds of people just start going into his building and just start fucking the whole thing up. And then, it's just so good. It's honestly hilarious. And that's my list.
Good list.
Do we want to talk about people who we haven't listed who want to fire away that list a little bit? Or people who are up and coming that maybe only have a couple out?
I mean, I didn't rank them, but I'm down to talk about
fine.
the list.
You said you had some written down, so I honestly just didn't even really...
Yeah, well, this is just a few. I mean, there's so many directors out there that have come out with like one movie and they're indie, and we haven't seen them all, or we don't know what they're doing next. So these aren't necessarily established directors. But yeah, so we mentioned Celine Song earlier. She now has 2 movies out. I think she's got a good career ahead of her because she has a background in a writer. This new one, even though I don't love it, a lot of people do. I think it'll be, I think a lot of people will like it. It's just not
it's a good match with her first one, which is Past Lives, which is a straight up romance movie, and this is a little more rom-com-y from what I
sort of.
Right. Well,
yeah,
or it's a different take on modern love.
Yeah, and she's doing something a little bit different, and she's working with movie stars. Like, that's super cool. She's got a clear vision. Not everything has to be liked by me for someone to be successful. I think it'll sell a lot of tickets. Cord Jefferson did American Fiction. I really liked American Fiction a lot.
Really good.
Josh Mangelin.
That one best screenplay?
Yeah. Josh Mangelin did Thelma, which was a fun action comedy from last year.
Didn't see it.
About the old woman who got scammed by my grandson needs money sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. I think
and then she went to go get the money back. It was pretty good. I had a good time.
Nice.
India Donaldson for Good One, which I have not seen, but you've seen and really like it.
Love it. Super solid. Excited.
Malcolm Washington did The Piano Lesson last year. I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to see it, and it got some really good reviews.
I did a scene from that.
I didn't see the Jonah Hill movie. Throwing him on the list. I threw somebody else on the list too, who has not done a movie yet, but Bill Hader, he's big time movie guy, big time cinephile. We know him from all kinds of comedies, but he has done his show Barry, and people seem to love it. And I would really like to see Bill Hader do a movie.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about Kogonda. Is that
Kogonada?
Kogonada, my bad. I think we both saw After Yang.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty solid.
I thought it was pretty solid.
I'm excited to. He definitely falls on the list of. I'm excited to see what he does next.
Yeah. Oh, someone I also wanted to mention earlier from someone that's kind of in this field, but we didn't talk to is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the first name right, Ryosuke Hamaguchi. He did Drive My Car and Evil Does Not Exist and a couple others.
Yeah, I think we split the thing there on because I've seen Drive My Car and you watched.
And I saw Evil Does Not Exist. Yeah,
Drive My Car was solid. That's another one. I was like, it's like 3 hours long, and I'm like, okay, all right, it's pretty solid. And then it like amps up, at least in like a drama sort of way.
Yeah. Well, Evil Does Not Exist. I read a little bit about how it's similar to Drive My Car in that it's very slow and methodical in its pace and everything, and then the ending was very interesting. And at the time I didn't love it, but then I thought about it for the next few days, and I think I like it a lot more than when I initially turned the movie off. Anyway, just to bring up a few names, there are many others.
Yep.
And we'll do more podcasts about them.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up pretty quick here. Really quick, I think we have like top 5 most anticipated movies of some of the people we've been talking about.
Yeah.
At least I do. Okay, top 5 most anticipated films.
Yeah.
Number 5, I've got Kogonada's.
So this is from anybody or just from the 5?
No, anybody.
Anybody. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Well, anybody that we've discussed today in any sort of capacity, I'd say. I got Kogonada's next movie, Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, which is starring Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. Why don't I know?
I think that's right. I just saw a trailer for that. It looks, I hadn't heard of it.
It's like a romance film that spans like a whole lifetime. Looks good.
Yeah, we went and saw. What did we see? Oh, we saw The Materialist, and the trailer is for it. And they're like, so I guess the premise is they're like they meet each other randomly, and they are walking through doors to each of their respective pasts. Nice. And like the person who's going through like their own door is like everyone else sees that person as Colin Farrell's age at the time, but he's just regular Colin Farrell as the movie is seeing him. But they see Margot Robbie's character as Margot Robbie's age and vice versa. So if they go in through a Margot Robbie door, she's the age in the memory's eyes.
Could be like a kid with adult Colin Farrell.
Right.
Or
but
vice versa.
You're not watching it that way. You're watching it as
Yeah.
just the regular actors. Cool. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Dope. I didn't get that far with it.
Well, I didn't even know it was a Kogonada film. I just saw the trailer. I was like, that looks interesting.
I got you. I actually have 6 to say. One is that Jordan Peele has a release date for a film and literally no information about it, and it was confirmed relatively recently.
I have that on my list.
I also have Chazelle, Leo, Evel Knievel movie.
Yeah, which actually maybe has been scrapped,
Okay.
delayed, but I got another. Well, just you go ahead, do your thing.
Nice. Number 3, I've got Alex Garland's Elden Ring.
Oh,
Did you know that was happening?
I did not.
He is making an Elden Ring movie.
Okay.
And he's a big video game dude.
I think I saw that he wrote for
he has
video
a bunch,
games.
yeah. Number 2, I have Eddington, which I only have to wait 2 more weeks for, which is dope.
Yeah.
And it just seems extremely interesting to me. Sign me up. And then number 1, I got Narnia.
Yeah. We have a little bit different lists than I thought we would.
Nice.
So my 5th one is a 2-parter because they've done a couple movies together, but now they're doing movies apart. I have Marty Supreme, directed by Josh Safdie, starring
nice.
Timothy Chalamet as a pro ping pong player, and it's a period piece. And I don't know, sounds great. I will watch it.
Cool.
And the other one is The Smashing King by Benny Safdie, starring The Rock. Both of these movies are coming out this year. They both look intriguing at the least. I don't know, if I'm going to like them, but I certainly want to see them.
Such is the way with movies.
I guess so. So number 4, I have Damien Chazelle's prison thriller.
I heard that got scrapped.
Who knows? Starring Daniel Craig and Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's coming out. I would see them both.
Yeah.
Just do them both.
For sure.
Number 3, this just got announced and goes against some of my earlier takes in the podcast, but I'm really intrigued to see Robert Eggers' Christmas Carol movie that he's coming out with.
Me too.
Like, that's one that I'm like...
Willem Dafoe possibly is Scrooge, and Robert Eggers doing. I'm like, this makes complete sense.
This makes total sense.
I'm already scared.
Number 2, I know. Number 2, I have Chronicles of Narnia, Greta Gerwig. Even though, like...
What? You had a take earlier.
I thought I put it in my hottest take. I guess I didn't. One of my, at least at one point, was my hottest take was that I'm kind of bummed she's doing Narnia. I wish she would go back to doing like smaller movies.
This counts in the whole put it in the hands of somebody good.
Yeah,
I like when big things like that are saved for them.
I get what you're saying, and I would rather watch a Narnia movie by Greta Gerwig than somebody else, but I kind of want to see another Lady Bird type small family drama or something different. Of the 5
directors that we talked about, she, in my opinion, is the last one who needs to somewhat, do something
take a
different.
Step back. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they're all really good. I'm sure I'll love it, but I'm just not itching for an Narnia movie.
What's number 1?
Number 1 is whatever Jordan Peele is directing. Don't know the name. He's also, we talked about it, Justin Tipping, I got that right, or maybe that's not what I said. Is directing him, which I thought was a Jordan Peele movie, but he's producing that. It looks really good. But I would just want to do. I literally
found that out today. I was a little bummed.
Yeah, me too. But I just want to see whatever he's directing next. I've liked them all. They're suspenseful. I want to see it, whatever it is.
Yep. All right, Josh. Now is the time. I did 10. Are you gonna do 10?
Plus 2 honorable mentions.
You have 12, you're saying.
Well, I have 2 honorable mentions.
I didn't think of honorable mentions because we were doing 10.
Well, you'll see what I mean when I get there. They're outside the list, but I want to shout out.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, this was a tough one for me. Just because I feel like I wanted to represent as many directors as possible. I initially made this list and I kind of had 2 for each of the top 5, and I was like, and it is not that way anymore.
Yeah.
And I think I made some, sacrifices, but
I just did my favorite movies. So there's some repeats and there's some people that don't necessarily make my top 5 directors that I have a movie of theirs in here.
I will say this is a pretty good representation of my favorite movies. I think the ones that I left off I might have reasons for. Okay.
Yeah. Just give me the list.
Well, I'll give you my one
caveat.
No, my one
stipulation.
Honorable mention.
Okay.
But this was really all right. Sinners didn't make my top 10.
Okay, that's fine.
Just saying.
It's wrong.
I'm just saying. Could probably use another viewing. I don't know. It's a little fresh.
Yeah. It's tough to put new
Am I going first?
movies. I don't know. You just started.
All right, I'm going to go first.
Go.
Number 10, I got Uncut Gems. I haven't talked about it a lot, but it kind of floored me, and especially talking about new directors.
Yeah.
This one should definitely get.
It was very
shout
close to making my top 10.
Number 9, I got Midsummer.
Yep.
It just had a big impression on me as far as, these new directors and Ari Aster, and I just thought it was really successful.
Yeah.
I like when I like horror movies.
Yeah. Good point.
Number 8, I got Barbie.
Okay.
Kind of spoke about it a lot. I kind of put it up there because it was a pretty big event. Number 7, I've got Get Out. I know.
Okay.
Number 6, I have Babylon.
That's awesome. Okay.
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
But I just
Hey,
I don't know, man.
Hey,
I don't know.
Babylon heads.
Might be Babylon head. Should probably watch it one more time. Number 5, I have Moonlight.
Yeah.
Number
Excellent.
4, I have Nope. Yeah, that's right.
Sick.
Nope did it for me. Number 3, I have Whiplash. Number 2, I have Little Women. And number 1, I have Ex Machina.
Wow.
I loved Ex Machina. I really didn't see any other movies. It kind of has to be up there because it really will make my top 25 for sure.
It's phenomenal. You're not going to get any arguments out of me. My,
Maybe some.
No. It's all the paper thin.
I like how earlier we were like, oh, we're going to give our top 10 hot takes so we could disagree a little bit. We were just like totally on each other's side pretty much.
Good points. All good points made. All right. Well, so I'm going to start off my honorable mentions because, again, we took Bong Joon-ho off, so I put Parasite as an honorable mention.
Okay.
Doesn't qualify. Phenomenal movie. It would rank very high on this list. And my other honorable mention is Frances Ha. Felt like we need to shout out how good that movie is.
Oh, that's a good one.
But she didn't direct the movie. So, Greta Gerwig wrote it. She starred in it, did not direct it. So it doesn't fall under our category.
That's a good
but
shout out.
it's a really good movie and a really fun watch. Number 10. Surprised this was so low. Is Creed.
Okay.
I love Creed.
Yeah.
But
that's not as surprising. Well, I guess it is surprising it's a little low. It's not surprising it's in your top 10. Then.
no, it's not. But when I did the list, I was like, wow, I'm actually surprised this is so low. Number 9, I have Lady Bird. Really like Lady Bird. Didn't see it right away. Becky did. Told me I wouldn't like it.
Huh, interesting.
I saw it and I loved it.
Did she remember why? Do you remember why she said you wouldn't like it?
No, I just think she thought that, like, I might think everybody's annoying. I don't know.
There's
Don't
some
remember.
annoying
She
people
doesn't
in it.
really like it that much. Yeah. Anyway.
I saw it in theaters, loved it.
Number 8, I have Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Love Sinners. It is a new one. Might raise higher on my list with subsequent viewings. Sick genre action movie. I put it at 8. Number 7, I have Moonlight.
Okay.
I really do like Moonlight. I think when I watch it again, it might rise higher. I'm so happy it won Best Picture. But yeah, like I said earlier, the beginning, I like each act of the movie less than the last act I just watched. So for me, it just doesn't totally land. That final scene was really good, if I remember correctly. But anyway, Moonlight, really, really good.
Yeah.
This is where, like, am I shady? Number 6, I have La La Land.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably going to get aggregated for that. But I really
3
like
hours just to be sad at the end.
I really like La La Land. It's fantastic. Number 5. This is another one. Should I have ranked it higher? I have Nope.
Okay.
I fucking love Nope.
Well, I mean, I had a 4, so it's not that different.
Yeah. And the
I
rest of
fucking
these,
love
I mean,
Nope,
these are all bangers. This is actually really hard to come up with 10. Like, all of these. I love Creed.
Yeah.
It's my 10th favorite movie. I really, really love Creed.
Nope. The disconnect between Nope and Creed is kind of crazy, actually. Disconnect meaning between it being your number 5 or your number 5 and number 10.
Yeah.
Wouldn't think that. Nice. Continue. Sorry.
Number 4, I have Ex Machina.
Okay.
Number 3, I have Whiplash.
Mm.
Number 2, I have Get Out.
Nice.
Love Get Out. And number 1, I have Little Women, which is a phenomenal movie.
Yep.
Kind of surprised that was my number 1, but I've seen it
I'm not.
most. And it's like my daughter's favorite movie and one of my wife's favorite movies. And I really, really love it. And it's wonderful. Everything about it is good.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Josh.
I'm excited to
was,
see the next crop of movies.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch one of these tonight.
Me too.
Maybe.
maybe.
Awesome. Well, thanks for hosting, Jack. That was fun.
Of course. Thanks for letting me host.
Yeah.
I hope to do this again. This was good. Sorry it went on a little long, everybody. There's just a lot to talk about here.
A lot of great directors here. Obviously, we touched on the fact that we have not hit them all. We haven't talked about everybody. We can do this again with different directors and do it the same way, and it would be really fun then, too. But these are the ones that kind of stand out, cream of the crop, at least in our minds.
I think they're really solid, and it's hard to, it's hard to make a case for many others being so, I don't know, big right out the gates. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks for having me, Jack. This was fun.
This was fun.
Should we tease the next episode?
We're going to start bringing on some guests just to let everybody know.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be the next episode because we got another episode, another fun one. We got some different ideas for like fun episodes, and then we're going to have our friend Adam join us pretty shortly for possibly another straight up movie to break down.
What we think might be his favorite movie, but
a big movie.
You don't get to know yet. A big movie.
A big movie.
It's going to be fun.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Right.
So anyway, that should be fun.
The director of which may be in one of the classes that we have mentioned. Ooh, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. Okay, thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bye.
See you in the next one.
Peace.